video scaling, like your overscan, it might be set accidentally.
On what?
On your video card.
Oh, yeah, both of these aren't filling the fucking screen.
Yeah. Oh, we should be live. Let's see.
Nope, that means it's time for me to load up my shitty iPhone and actually go into Twitch.
Let's see.
It's used for two things now, my iPhone. It is
that means it's time for me to
my
load up my
Twitch streaming chat device following thing. And it is my Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player, because for some stupid reason, even though you kind of have to create an account on Galaxy of Heroes, it doesn't let you transfer over devices.
Why do people still do that? Like, it's so confusing.
I was talking to Knobs, like, I've got an Android phone now. Like, when I sent you my new American number, I've got a Droid, and my English one is my iPhone. And the Droid I've got, it literally, I loaded up Animation Throwdown on it, did the tutorial, signed into my Congregate account, and it was like, do you want to play as your existing account or a new player?
Nice.
I was like, existing account, great. Now I play animation on my Droid phone rather than my iPhone. But it's a 5G.
What? Why? I'm gonna throw this thing out the fucking window.
For those of you joining us, Knobs is trying to get 3 monitors working in Windows, which
is not working.
Good luck.
How is this? This shouldn't be this difficult.
Shouldn't be.
There are 3 ports. I got 3 monitors. What's the problem? I'm just trying to get 2 to fill the screens.
Hey there, P-Flux. Why is Twitch not live yet?
Twitch is live. I just heard myself yell.
Okay.
There we go. Retweet that. So that's good.
Oh! This is your one time to say hi. There you go.
Oh. Yeah, my wife kidnapped the 2 cats out of this room, so that's good.
Sweet freedom! Alright, I think that's all I've played lately for my top 10. Excuse me.
Alright. Down.
Never.
So, volume-wise, is that about the right distance, Boston?
I think so, yeah.
Cool.
It sounds good.
I'm looking at the Thingio waveform, and it's not picking up any small noises, so...
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Tell me I'd fuck that one up, too. Alright.
Okay.
I don't understand. The resolution's right. I am so confused.
I think some Googling is in your future.
Yep.
I am really angry. Like,
the sad part is it's going to be one of those things where someone says, like, oh, just go in the registry and turn this value from 0 to 1, and it will just work. What are you running? Windows 8, 8.1, 10?
This is 1.7.
Oh. That's not good.
That was the best O ever, by the way.
Yeah, you're going to have problems.
I don't know. What? Did the camera just move?
Yep.
What? No.
Stop gaslighting me!
You've always been that short. Gaslighting you. I'm gonna start nagging you pretty soon.
I'm so sensitive.
Not everybody can pull off glasses the way you do, Knobs, but on you, they look pretty well.
I am emotionally compromised right now.
I'm very sensitive, please. Oh, God. All right. Are you guys ready to start this thing?
Whatever. Sure. I'm really defeated right now.
Second chair this week. Welcome. It's it's almost like you're working in IT. I need this to work. Why isn't it working? I don't know. Like,
all right. So, I am fairly competent in audiovisual stuff.
I would concur.
Like, there isn't a black bar there, and that's not supposed to be there. And anything I have set up, except for this monstrosity.
Yep.
I have all 3 monitors are exactly the same. They don't even line up in the mount, because apparently I fucked up buying that thing too. So I got one's high, these 2 are little. Even these aren't even the same height. Like,
oh Jesus.
So now, instead of having each one fill to the bezel, like a monitor's supposed to be, every one of them's like, eek, like framed in.
Like you're playing Doom on a 286.
Yes, like I shrunk the screen to
minus. Ah, now it runs.
I'm just actually the only game I really had to do that with was Quake.
I had to do that with Blood, I think. And the original Rise of the Triad. That one was especially funny was when you put it down to postage size, it made fun of you.
Yeah, go buy it for.
Yeah. That's so good. Hello to everyone in chat. Thank you for joining us.
Bonjour.
Display Fusion sucks.
I've got the weirdest way of keeping in touch with chat. It's like I've got the Twitch app open on my phone, and then any YouTube channel stuff that comes in, I just read on our own actual stream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I really wish I could share the Restream stuff with you guys, because it combines all 4 sites we're on, but it doesn't seem like they support that quite yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Boston. I actually did my homework, and what did I do? I watched Ghost in the Shell. I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, I was actually, after watching the trailer for the Scarlett Johansson one, I was like, man, I should go back and watch Ghost in the Shell, because I remember really enjoying it, but thinking a lot of the philosophical stuff was kind of boring, because we were, what, 15, 16? But I think I'd really dig that stuff nowadays.
Oh, it was a lot better than I remember it being.
Yeah, I don't think Meg has seen it either, so that'd be kind of a fun trip.
Yeah, so I am. I totally forgot that ending. Totally.
I don't remember much of it at all.
Like I remember like the real actiony scenes and whatnot.
Yep, falling off that roof.
Yeah, like in the first sequence, which looks like they captured verbatim.
Yeah. I'm surprised at how many people are upset at that trailer. I was thinking like, it looks good. Like it looks like it's fairly faithful, but they can't have 2 people on a boat for 10 minutes talking about can machines feel. Like that's not gonna work.
Not in a Hollywood thing, no.
No, like that barely worked in the movie or the TV show, but having a Scarlett Johansson, action film, it's not going to be her and Bateau speaking telepathically without their mouths moving.
Yeah, that's going to be the other thing. Like, how are they going to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, probably the same way they did in the movie. Well, no, they'll just be.
Yeah, exactly. Anya.
But they've got to be slow walking when they do it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like the only time I've really felt actually quote unquote Hollywood did that type of philosophical stuff right recently was Hair. Like that movie is incredible. Like it speaks to nerddom in such a way because it is about a guy who struggles to make real connections, and then hey, here's a fancy new computer. Guess who makes a connection with a computer? Right. Which is that was me when I was younger. I mean, it was like, hey,
the digital Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, would you follow them Scarlett Johansson? It's a bit of a reach.
Yeah. John Musim in chat says Ex Machina, which I never saw, but I heard that was good.
It's on the list of me and Jess sit down and watch a movie night
Jess
kind of thing.
You're
Shut
English.
up.
Come on.
Fuck you.
It drives me crazy, and I don't know why.
It's also, to be honest, that's a very Liverpool thing. Is me.
It's talking wrong.
Yes, it's well. If you had the original Liverpool accent, then yes, it's definitely talking wrong. It's very phlegmy, for lack of a better way to phrase it.
Hey there, Sacred Herb.
I should probably open up chats. Because now I have more real estate to watch it. Except it's too small.
Oh, and if you guys haven't seen the Ghost in the Shell trailer, where someone recut it with the music from the original movie, it's really good.
Would you recommend that version or the original release of the trailer? Because I haven't seen either yet.
I would just watch the original one first, because the redid one, they cut out all the dialogue.
Okay.
And it's just like there's a famous song from the movie that they just cut over top of it. It's good, but it's different. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I was expecting to watch that trailer and really dislike it, but I'm pretty curious about it now.
I really just don't. I don't get really discouraged at anything. So here's one little anecdote. So I was in the PlayStation aisle looking to pick up because I was just on a whim. I figured I'd go there, maybe see if they had BlazBlue or Guilty Gear.
Sure, yeah.
Of course they didn't.
Of course not.
And I'm sitting there just blankly staring at this. And guess who walks up to the eye? Sean the Elitist. And I'm like, holy shit, Sean, I haven't seen you in ages. I stopped by your house a few times, knocked on the door, no one answers. Except your two little demon dogs. But yeah, so they were walking around. He's like, it's like, I saw you got a PlayStation 4. It's like, yeah, I pretty much bought a PlayStation 4 for Rez.
Yeah.
He's like, I almost would have bet money that's why you bought one.
Yeah.
So we were, wandering around. He bought a new Lancer. Why not? Because
like
now he has two. No, Lancer. The prop Lancers at Best Buy right now.
Free.
With the custom stock on it. That's made all the difference, apparently.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, don't you have one of these already? He's like, well, yeah. I was like, what, are you going to hang them over your fireplace, like cross? I was like, you know what? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I might buy two.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we got to talking about yada, yada, yada stuff. And then he invited himself over and a couple of his friends.
Naturally.
To look at, the setup and whatnot, because I guess his friends, Rocco, is looking at upgrading the size of his screen. I was like, oh, you should check out a projector. He's like, yes, we should totally come over. I'm like,
okay then.
Sure. And then we started arguing about the Ghostbusters movie.
Oh boy.
Oh,
of course with him. Is he still like?
No,
is
even
he
better,
dying
like
on that hill?
Oh yeah, totally.
Jesus Christ.
So before that, after we were showing off blah 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 movies and whatnot, and then it turned into this thing. It's like, well, do you have that motion buffering thing on right now? I was like, dude, I don't care. No, yeah, maybe, I don't know. So then he's like, okay, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. It went on for like 20 minutes, trying to see the difference between this.
Is it like the 120 hertz mode?
No,
like smooth motion or whatever.
Yeah, it's called pure motion on the Optima, which is it's motion smoothing.
Okay.
For fast action scenes, kind of smooths them out a little
bit.
And you know what? I like stuff. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah, I can, and I don't like it, but I know a lot of people can't tell the difference, and who cares?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. And then we were watching The Raid, and then it turned into, can you turn that off, please? I'm like,
I don't think I care about it. I really don't like it. I don't know if I care about it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, the soap opera effect happens at 240 hertz.
Yeah, this is a different effect.
That's when that happens.
I don't like soap opera either.
is so fast you can actually see the direction of lighting.
Yeah.
Like if you watch, for a crazy experiment, watch the DVD version of The Mummy on anything, it looks fine. You watch that on a 100 or a 240 hertz TV, it looks like someone shot it in their backyard with spotlights.
Really?
I was like,
it's so weird.
This is this is bananas.
Yeah.
And this was like right when those TVs first coming out, before they realized, holy shit, this is a problem.
Right.
We get to pay a little more attention.
Don't you dare.
So, drop something, please.
I wonder if I can get it far back enough so you can actually see him.
So we started. So,
hey, jerks!
Don't do it.
Somebody's jumping down. Somebody's jumping down.
Here, kitty. Kitty. So we started talking about. Well, first we started talking about Speed Racer and how we're pretty much like the collective group, the only people that really loved that movie.
I was thinking about watching that the other day.
Because that movie's amazing.
It's so good.
Still not seen it.
I would really recommend it.
We'll fix that next weekend.
Yeah, I know a lot of people really, really poop on it, but it's... I don't know what people are expecting, but it's just a good, fun movie. Like, nobody loses, nobody gets hurt. John Goodman's in it. How can you... What's wrong?
Bridal! I feel that, and this is what brought this was the segue. I was like, you know what? I feel the same way about Ghostbusters.
You just opened that door.
And then the collective groans. Oh, like, I was like, number one, I know you didn't fucking finish watching this movie because you even posted on Facebook you walked out on it.
Right.
Why? I don't understand. Well, it's just not funny. It's just not funny. I was like, well, what do you? I was like, okay. Then he's like, well, what did you find that was funny? I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed the Chinese food gag. Well, that's just lazy writing. I'm like, in my 36 years on this earth, I never would have thought to make a joke about the contents of wonton soup.
Right.
Which was very clever and funny.
Without having seen the movie yet, like, I can't think of another movie where someone has talked about that topic. Like, you want to talk about lazy writing in a certain sense. My wife and I just watched Hotel Transylvania 2. Not a really great movie, because a lot of it was it was like moving from one trope to another, which is fine because it's a kid's movie, but we had just finished watching Zootopia, which was a much more creatively written movie.
That is a great movie.
Watched it today too.
I thought Zootopia was good. Not my favorite of the Disney/Pixar movies, but it's solid.
No. Finding Nemo every time.
Finding Nemo's good. T-Bomb
like
Rocks
that.
in chat says Ghostbusters was pretty good. Sounds like this guy does not have an open mind. That is the understatement of the year.
I call him the elitist, and he flipped. He's so offended by it, which I love it.
He's one of those sorts of dudes that will see a groundswell and like he'll read something online where it's like, Ghostbusters is the worst feminism, and he'll be like, that's right, and it's like, you haven't even seen the trailer. Like, you need to settle down. I'm
like, dude, I honestly have physically sat through worse movies with you, you didn't walk out. We saw G.I. Joe Retaliation together.
And he was just happily in the movie theater.
He's just like, what did I expect? And I'm like, dude, I was like, all right, I'll put it this way. I would watch that movie before I watch Batman vs. Superman again, and before I'd watch Suicide Squad ever again.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I didn't think those were too bad. I'm like, what, dude? Oh.
Jesus.
Isn't Sean a DC fan now? I seem to remember him liking DC.
No, he's a super Punisher fan. Well, yeah. One of those. Like, really had to force feed me all those Punisher Max issues. I had to read them all. Like,
he's a pretty fair weather fan anyway, though. Like, if there's something that,
for someone that's like, he is a diehard Street Fighter fan and will defend that.
Yeah, he really is.
To the end of the earth, and I'm like, dude, I can't play. It hasn't evolved. He's like, that's the point. It still plays the same. The frame rate and the moves and
the last time I met him was over at. I was still living in Ohio, and he he was over and Knobs and I were playing either Guilty Gear or BlazBlue, like maybe the first BlazBlue.
Yeah, I think it was the first BlazBlue.
And he comes over. This is just, I don't really mind Sean, so I'm not really sitting here shitting on him or anything. But just to give you guys an insight into how this guy is, he came over and insisted we played Street Fighter and shit talked whatever we were playing so much that Knobs and I just popped it in just to shut him up. And he, of course, whips out his stick, his fighting stick.
Oh, yeah, he brought his fight stick with him. I forgot that.
He did, and he had it all set up just for him. He had reassigned all the buttons, even though it was a Street Fighter stick. And then we, of course, had to play with controllers, which he insisted was going to make us lose. He did the thing that I hate so much when I play fighting games with people, is he picks one character the whole time. He picked E Honda and just thousand slapped us in the corner and won every time because he was just cornering us out with that move and was just being like the smuggest prick about it.
Oh,
and it's sort of like, I don't. If you're trying to convince me that Street Fighter is a better fighting game than this other game that I really like, you can't just like stomp the shit out of me and be a sore winner and then say like, see, Street Fighter's the best. And it's like, no, now I hate it more.
Yes.
I could respect it before, but you're showing me the cracks now.
He just sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, dude, I love Sean. Like,
Yeah.
I have some of my favorite conversations with Sean because it goes so off the rails to the point. Like, you could only argue with a good friend that hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, like in all, he's a good guy. I mean, I really like him a lot.
He's just he's passionate about weird stuff.
It's the things like I keep trying to introduce him to new things, try to broaden his horizon a little bit. Nope. Like,
it's poison. I hate it. It'll kill me.
Like, what's wrong with you? Nope. Like, what?
Yeah, like Knobs and I would always be playing Guilty Gear, and we would try to introduce him because we're like, look at all this depth, like, look how crazy it is. We know you like Street Fighter, but here's another thing. And he would look at it and just be like, no, Street Fighter's the best. It's like, dude, you haven't even played it. And he's like, nope, Street Fighter.
No,
T-Bomb Rock says, sounds like trying to convince my toddler that broccoli is good. 100%.
Broccoli is great.
Like, I know you'll like it. If you just try it, I know you'll like all these. It's like trying to feed someone a pot pie, where it's like, I know you like all these pieces. It's together in a flaky crust, and it's so good. And I'm like, nope, it's poison. It'll kill me.
No, the funny thing, like, he's the oldest one out of all of us. He's 40.
Yeah.
It's just,
he's a weird dude. Like, it like Knob said, he's not a dude I hate. He's a good dude. It's just he gets so stuck on these things where it's like Ghostbusters is bad and nothing. Like, they could rewrite that movie and put it out in a different manner, but just call it the same thing, and he'd be like, nope, I saw it. It was bad. It's not good. Not seeing it.
It's the amazing thing is it's like, okay, so congratulations, we're never getting another one now.
Right.
Way to kill it.
It's people
Good
like
job.
you. Yeah.
You're the reason why the world sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
No, that's got nothing to do with me. If they'd have just done it better, like, no, it has everything to do with you.
Yeah.
Everything. You vote with your wallet, man. Come on.
Yeah. How did that movie do? I wonder.
Horribly.
It did okay.
Yeah, I remember it did.
I don't think it made his budget back.
I think it did. I think it made its budget back, but I think like everyone was slamming it as like a failure, so it has the rep of doing badly, but I'm pretty sure it made its budget.
All right, so budget was 145 mil. It made back box office 230. So it made its money back, and I see the thing I think with a movie like Ghostbusters is that will do really well on at home, and that will. It seems like it has a fairly solid cult following.
Yeah,
I know. It's funny because I never would have saw the Dread movie if it wasn't for Sean drag me to it.
Yeah,
that's
which is
such
weird.
a good movie.
Yeah,
it's weird because a lot of people don't like that movie.
The new Dread movie?
Yeah,
really.
It's just it's not a movie that. I think it's not a superhero movie.
No, it's not.
You know, as hot as those are right now.
No, it's the Raid with guns. Like, it's perfect. Like, that movie's great.
You don't have to sell me on it. It's in my watch list.
Oh, Jesus, Newsom. That's a really bad joke.
Oh, boy.
Appropriate.
Maybe. Wait, what did he say?
Make
Make
Ghostbusters great again.
Ghostbusters great again. I will soapbox for that movie.
There you go.
Come on.
Yeah, I think you just gave your stump speech.
The gender reversal alone was worth it. Because you have the 4 girls being the heroes, and you have the pretty dumb blonde is a dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
And I think the thing that people like Scott not only won't, but can't, he can't put himself in someone's shoes. I think the thing that a lot of women and girls were so positive about and why it has such a cult following is because it was a female-led movie. And these 4 smart, action-y women are going and saving the day, which is not a thing that we see in a lot of movies.
You see, he's your stereotypical Shania Twain fan. Like, he's a dude that loves metal, but I know secretly he loves Shania Twain because you know what? We all kind of like Shania Twain a little bit.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what would refuse to admit it. You know, it just...
Knobs and I like Aqua, and we will say we like Aqua. I'm not going to be ashamed of that.
I will not be ashamed of that.
Yeah.
Because
not once did I ever think I liked country. I married a woman who loves country.
And Bounty Land.
Yeah, I'm starting to come around to hardcore now on country because like I'm listening to it around my wife, and she really likes country. It's like crap. I can kind of really see why, because some of these songs are incredible. Some of them are catchy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the same type of music as metal. It's
Brian,
just done in a different end.
Well,
like
there's a lot of really good country. It's tough because I'm not a big fan of country in general, but I can respect a lot of really good country, and I think when people think of country, they think of a lot of the pop country that's out right now. That's very formulaic, and it's very much just a pop song with a country hat on. But there is still a lot of really good country that's coming out, and it gets overlooked a lot. T-Bomb Rocks in chat says it was just enough of the original in an homage form and still its own movie. I have 3 daughters and it was great to watch together. That's as someone who's now a dad of a
I probably don't need that truck tomorrow.
Even before that,
is that you know what? I might be able to get Robin
seeing that movie come out was really
to run over to Pete and Art in the morning. Then, all right, that's cool.
All right, once his knobs is off the phone, we'll get started here. We got enough viewers here. Gave people enough time to hop in.
Alrighty.
Well, it's like
all right, Brian. I'll see you in the morning.
I can't remember her name, but the woman who plays Holtzman, the woman from SNL,
Kate McKinnon, something like
that.
Yeah.
She did a speech, and like after it came out, and she was like, you know what? They've released toys based on 4 women dressed in like fucking work slacks,
right?
And like
like overalls almost.
Yeah, and that would not happen. Like before that, the only one I can really think of who wasn't dressed provocatively or figure hugging kind of style would be Captain Phasma from Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's another female lead. It's like that type of stuff I'm looking forward to more. It's like, show them in normal clothes, not, this is a really high dress and this is blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, just show them wearing what regular people wear.
Yeah, don't put anybody boob
What are you talking about, Brienne from Tarth?
Yes. We're talking about toys that were made of female characters that were not dressed in a provocative manner.
Oh, everyone should go watch the Gem movie. It is not bad.
Yeah, I gotta remember to add that to my list.
I think it ended really well, and especially the post-credit things with the Misfits was perfect.
Nice. All right, you guys ready to do
Showtime synergy? Let's go.
You guys ready to kick this thing off?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
Oh, that made me so happy. What? What?
Nothing.
What?
Oh, man. All right. Ready?
Yes, your other children are ready for your day.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me, as always, is Knobs.
What's up?
And it is my pleasure to introduce the permanent third chair. He can never escape us forever now. Welcome to the show, officially, Moonpier.
Hello, chaps.
Oh, good.
Hey, you made fun of him last week. Now he's got to get super British.
Did I?
Yeah,
Yes,
he
you
said
did.
howdy, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, but I mean, hello, chaps. Come on.
Would you rather he call you governor?
Yes, because I like that. Yes, Mom.
Your proper title. All right, let's get down to it. Knobs, what have you been playing this past week?
Alrighty, another good Monday night game night. We played Battlefield 1 for a bit. What I think we get like two rounds in.
Monday, yeah. I think we only played Battlefield 1 on Monday.
Yes. No, we played it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, on Monday, though, we...
I was stuck in the back end of the blimp for like 3 rounds. I couldn't get out. Every time I'd spawn in the blimp, I was in like the special seat in the back, like just all by myself. I never got
just looking
shot
out the rear view.
Yeah, I'm just looking out the rear. I have no control over everything. This thing banking and turning all these other places. I'm trying to shoot planes. Like I can't even see anything that's going on. I spent 2 rounds in the back of the bus. Like it was bad.
The one good thing about spawning there on the blimp is you can get out and then run across the top of the blimp, and then you can just like take a sniper position standing on top of the blimp.
Yeah, but I didn't spawn as a sniper at one time.
I know.
I do have to say this: if you're on the fence on Battlefield 1 and you play it online a few times, play until you get the flamethrower.
Sorry, in chat says
haven't hit.
Knobs was riding on the short blimp.
I was. I was in the back. I was upset. Like 3 times in a row, I spawned in the same seat. I was like, that has got to be statistically impossible.
Anywho,
But
on the
no.
fence.
So if you're on the fence in the game, play until you get the flamethrower in multiplayer.
Ooh.
I don't think I've had much joy in this game as much as I had that moment when that thing spawned in front of me. I was like, ooh, a flamethrower. I literally Invader Zimmed the next 2 minutes, where I was just just laughing, just mowing everyone down around me. And you have a little bit more armor, so you last a little bit longer. I had a ball.
So, in the great TVGP flamethrower effect ranking, how does it above or below Wolfenstein?
Below.
Okay.
Wolfenstein is still the pinnacle.
Yeah.
Like I still to this day I haven't seen one. This isn't bad, but and then we're talking old school Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh
like,
yeah, not the new one. Yeah.
You know, the new one's okay, but it's not that.
Yeah, that return flamethrower is just.
Still to this day, like I still don't know how they did it. It probably looks janky as heck right now, but I'm gonna leave that in my memory as just that experience was so great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we played that for a while. I started spawning as a medic because I think they have the guns that I like.
Oh.
You know, kind of semi-automatic, good rifles. I think the gun that I need to get my hands on or unlock is the M1916. I found that thing in single player mode, and I need to play multiplayer with this gun because I need it. I need this in my life. I really do. Because it's like the DRM. It is like my perfect weapon.
Yeah.
Like something that's very accurate and hits hard.
Yeah.
Because I had a whole bunch of frustrations of being shot 3 times and going down, and me burying half a clip into someone, and they just turn and kill me. I'm like,
They just spit out a couple bullets and keep running.
they catch the last one in their cheek or in their mouth, go, and just spit it right back at me, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, it's like I do love the different kits on that, but some of them feel ridiculous. Like the support class, it's got like one of the most ridiculous. Like this machine gun should be mounted on top of a tripod, and you should be standing behind it. It takes about half a clip to put someone down, and in
Oh
the
yeah.
meantime, they've hit you with an M1911 pistol like 4 times, and you're on the floor. It's like
Yeah, like even that. Like I mean, I'm pretty okay at shooters. Like I'll sit there and I'll pop middle up. Like I just slice the melon, and it doesn't seem like I'm not getting kills that I need to get. I'm getting kill assists like an MFer, but I just can't. I can't driving me nuts.
So
yeah.
So you guys played Battlefield 4 over, I'd say, probably the majority of the life cycle of the game. Do you feel like enough of the guns and enough of the weapons got balanced over time with Battlefield 4 that'll get addressed here in Battlefield 1?
Maybe. I think the arsenal is so different. It's I don't think anyone really has really got the legs underneath it. Like I am not familiar enough with the entire arsenal to tell you that something should be balanced yet because I haven't shot all the guns.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I haven't found anything that you can really exploit. I did finish a couple of the single player campaigns. I finished the Alp mission with the Italians, and I finished the Aussie mission, which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That was such the runner. I mean, you man.
That music at the end as well.
Yeah, where you're sitting here watching the bombardment come at you, you're like, well, I did my job. It's just the narrative in that game is still amazing.
I'm actually going to add it to my GameFly queue here now for the single player.
Like it's because it's such uncharted waters for us as gamers to be in World War One.
Yeah,
like just the gravity and the history it pulled into the game it's really good. I really enjoy this game a lot. Mm-hmm. Still need to work on my shooting a little bit in that game because I just haven't quite got my sea legs underneath me quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like it feels like the way it's set up, the way it plays like every other Battlefield game, but it does feel different enough to where you do need to put a little bit of time in to get used to it. Like you'll start off and you might start off on a negative run. Like Jess and I played it, and we start off and we were losing, and then all of a sudden you get your legs under you, and it's like, okay, now we're starting to win, and you can feel the turnabout kind of thing.
That's another thing. Like in the larger multiplayer maps, there is a noticeable swing in momentum. Mm-hmm. Like once you guys get through a foothold, get your toe in a little bit, you're able to push everyone back out. And then it's a lot of advance retreat, which I never really felt in Battlefield at all. Like, if you wanted to go take a point, you can go get that point. This one, if they're dug in, man, you're really going to have to earn it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels that way. That's one of the ways it feels very representative of World War One, because it's like, if they are in there and if they are determined to stay there, it is very tough.
Like, you really have to make some really good, tactical decisions to get them out of the trenches, because if they're in there, like, it's a killing field. Like, you literally funnel over people.
Yep.
And then you got the people in the planes are really good too. Like, all of a sudden, like, you think you guys are doing great, and all of a sudden you just get carpet bombed, and you're like, everyone's dead. Like, we just lost all that ground again.
Wow.
Yep.
So not only do you have to be more dispersed, I do like the revive kit, where you have a little syringe and you suck it up and you go, dink, dink, and just give them their juice.
That's pretty cool.
It is. It's really cool, and I really like the look. The feel of it is still just outstanding to me. Like you really feel like you're playing a different era game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Do you have anything else to add to that, Moon? Or
no?
Flamethrower, man. I still can't. I laugh like an idiot. Like everyone's talking, and I'm just drowning them out. I was having a ball.
I do love the sound effects in it because it does the psst of petrol or gasoline coming out the end of it, and then it goes, and it goes,
Yep.
out the top of it. Like, that's fantastic. But
Hold on, I'll be right back. You guys chat amongst yourselves.
Okay. Yeah, when it comes to Battlefield 1, like, it's like I redid all the single player stuff on hard. It reminds me a little bit of Hardline, where even the hardest difficulty isn't that hard because it's got all the stealth mechanics and stuff from Hardline as well. Like, it's got the throw the laws and, you know, melee people from behind and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, other than that, I really haven't got anything else for Battlefield 1. Still great. Might be one of my favourite ones, as frustrating as it can be. And when we're all in a party together and we just keep on dying, I think we get that frustration gets magnified.
Oh yeah, we get. I mean, we all get discouraged a little bit. The UI is you kind of have to fight with it constantly, trying to get in the party and get everybody going together. That seems to take a little bit more time than normal, but once you get going and in it and playing it, that is a solid game. Yeah,
smooth sailing from there.
Let's see, what else did we play this week? Oh, Gears 4. Let's talk about Gears. Well, for some odd reason, after we were up on Thursday night...
Friday.
No, it was Thursday.
It was Friday.
No, it wasn't. It was Thursday night. We ended up... No, that was the night we played Battlefield 1 all night. And then we decided to play Gears.
Friday was Gears night.
No.
Yeah, it was, because because of reasons you're about to mention. It was Friday night into Saturday morning. I got very little sleep.
Oh, I thought for sure that was during the week. I know one night during the week I was up really late, like 2 o'clock in the morning.
That was Friday.
No,
it was.
All right, whatever. So Friday night we decided to play Battlefield 1 for a good bit, and around 10 bells we decided to jump into Horde mode. And we decided to after our shenanigans in the lobby, where Donnie started the game with a random in it, leaving someone holding their fishing pole.
Tomsy.
Yeah, Tomsy. Poor Tomsy. He just left him. His buddy left him.
Of all the people for Donnie to leave behind.
Yes, it was Tomsy. Yeah, Gears is still really good. I really like that Horde mode a lot. I wish Donnie wasn't spending all our money at the end. Was we had normal. We made it to wave 46. Was when we tapped out, and that was around 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were all pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
And Donnie, in his immortal line, "It's a little unorthodox. I'm gonna buy a decoy."
Yeah.
Spent all our money every respawn. Every respawn. Just blew all our money on a dummy.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it works, but it only works if you're fortified in that position and you've got everything else already set up.
No, because, alright, so we were getting pummeled. What map were we playing? Because I don't know the name of this one.
Or was it the docks? No, it wasn't the docks. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the maps. As well as I probably should. It's one of the maps we play a lot. I think we beat 50 on that map too.
Yeah, we beat 50 casual on that one.
On casual, yeah. So we're feeling very confident. There's a good area in the middle that you can pretty much fortify and defend until the difficulty gets beyond control. Because you're in that point where you're literally defending 3 fronts.
Yep.
And we could not control it at all. Not at least.
No, it's like we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago. It's like it's one of those things where I feel like we are stonewalled on normal or high casual, middle normal. Until we've all leveled up the classes that we want to play as, and until we've all unlocked a bunch of those stupid card packs to make the skills stronger. Like you said yourself, like you enjoy the 70% additional ammo for the soldier, for the lancer.
I don't know how anyone can play without that. Because I mean, you literally need on a respawn. I'm literally exhausting 830 rounds of ammunition every round.
Yep.
And I'm not just spraying. Like, it's unbelievable. And now I have, like, the 20% boost in active reload and damage.
Yeah.
You need these perks, and you don't have, like, in a lower level that we don't have enough of them unlocked to really game the game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I mean, I've got my scout now up to level 3, so, I mean, depending on who's rocking what, I might run in with my scout, because, like, I've got the fabricator bonus on deposit, and now I've got the health increase one, because I've just unlocked that second slot, so I can give myself, like, 60% more health, which means I can do that run into the middle when there's still people there, and get back safely without having to worry about getting shot down.
Yeah, because, I mean, I think my guy, just leveled up to 4, and I think 5 is when you get the third card. Oh, man, I need that third card bad.
Yep.
But over the time, I have become really fun. I really like the drop shot a lot.
I still hate it. I really don't like it.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, because it gets behind covers unless it hits something on its way there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, is I just haven't practiced with it. Like, I didn't use it at all in the single player. I've barely touched it in horde mode. Like, I tend to stick with the guns I've got and the M-bar, because the M-bar is one of the most overpowered guns in that game.
Yes, especially when it's active reload. Like, it's essentially a one-shot. Yeah, like, once you get up past 30, the robots aren't messing around. Those things will one-shot you with a fist, with a melee.
Especially the stupid tickers as well. Not the tickers, but yeah, whatever they're called. Yes. Yeah, they will just walk up and pop instantly, and then you're down.
Yeah, trackers. This is unorthodox, and we're all yelling at Donnie to stop. What else, man? We had some fun that night too. I mean, we were 4 enemies left from finishing 46 at one time. Before we threw our hands up, we can't do this again.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like 2 bells in the morning, and everybody's getting tired, everybody's getting sloppy because they're getting tired. It's just it's a no-win situation.
Yeah, it was a good time though. Really enjoy that game a lot.
Yep.
Pretty much just specifically for horde mode. I just spent. I didn't realize I was sitting on like 2,600 tokens, so I just bought a whole bunch of horde packs.
Yep, that's all I've spent my coins on. Like, when I get them, that's literally, I don't care about customization stuff. No. I don't care about versus bounties. I don't care about any of that stuff.
Because the customization stuff is game mode specific. Why? This is so dumb. It is so dumb.
It's a little ridiculous. I don't understand it, so I just buy the horde packs. I did pop down when they had the limited edition 10-year Gears packs. I did pop down and buy, like, I think I bought 3 of them, and I got the Outsider Carmine. I don't know if you actually noticed it.
I did.
Yeah, I got him. So now, because nobody else in our group has him, I'm going to be using him from now on.
Well, yeah, I think I'm the only guy that uses Baird. Because I kind of like Baird. Baird's one of my favorites.
Well, yeah, no.
I was surprised there was no Carmine in this game. Is that family completely wiped out?
No, it's Carmine is the Outsider Carmine.
No, there's no Carmine in the game.
He isn't there?
Where?
When you get Act 2, I think it is, when you get to the Outsider Village, he's mounting the machine gun turrets that shoot down one of the planes, and then that plane promptly crashes into the position where the turrets are. He's only mentioned like twice in text or 3 times in text.
Oh, I didn't even catch it.
And that is the guy who I'm dressed up as in horde mode now.
Okay. Yeah, because I knew he had the Carmine mask on. Yeah. Probably a good game. It's probably too early to talk about end of game spoilers for that yet, so I guess
I'd say so.
Leave that on the line. Wow, hope everything's all right.
Me too. For those listening and not paying attention to the video stream, by the way, we lost Boston a short while ago.
Yeah, Boston, in-house something going on.
Yeah.
I'll take care of. All right, so then the next game I played this week, I finished Doom. Set out and did it.
Finally.
That game
I
is
saw you
awesome.
playing it.
Oh my gosh. That game checks every box that game had to be.
Yeah.
And man, that end, man, it throws a lot of enemies and it's a lot of fun. Oh man, I was concerned that I had stepped away from it for too long.
Mm-hmm.
That the cyber demons were going to keep rolling me to frustration.
Yeah.
But yeah, I finally I got to him, and after playing it for a minute, he only killed me once, and I'm like, all right, I kind of got my legs back underneath me, and I was able to exhaust all my ammunition in him, and he was dead. Thankfully, because I didn't have a round to spare.
Yeah.
By the time I was done with them. And then, which is something I wish I was paying more attention to, was the gun mastery in that game. So, as you're playing the game, you have a chance to earn five battle points that you apply to your weapons as mod upgrades. I wish I was paying more attention to that earlier on in the game, because I think I would have had them all maxed out by the end, because you have to buy every gun, each mod's got 2 to 3 things attached to it, and then the 4th one is you have to complete a challenge to unlock its end potential. Like the assault rifle has rocket pods.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember hearing something about that, how one of the guns turns from a regular gun into a rocket launcher.
Well, it didn't really turn into a rocket launcher, but it has this little thing pops up and shoots these little mini sticky rockets on everybody, which is really cool. It upgrades from 6 to 8. There's one of the things, and then you got to stick 4 enemies in one deployment of it, and then it unlocks unlimited rockets.
Jeez.
So then you just hold left trigger and you're just spraying these things everywhere. Chews through a lot of ammo, but it's so awesome. It is a really cool sound, little tick and poof, and they're off. They're really good. And then the sniper scope was the other attachment on that, or the tactical scope, is scored 50 headshots, which doing that later in the game was a lot harder than it probably would have earlier in the game, when you're fighting really slow and just mundane enemies.
Yeah.
Oh well, got that done. The Geese whatever railgun rifle in the plasma rifle in that game, probably one of my favorite weapons. It's got a plant and shoots this really powerful thing. I think it was kill 3 enemies in one blast, which was a lot of fun to get. The plasma rifle, it killed 30 stunned in, because it's got a stun blast and it's got a radio blast. I don't think I'll ever get the radio blast unlocked, because you got to kill 3, minimum of 3 with it. I'm like,
jeez,
that's too hard. You're too close to combat for that. The minigun, which I thought the automatic rotor would have been the one to go, but the turret mod might be a little cooler, because it takes your Gatling gun and splits it off, it unfolds to 2 of them.
Jeez.
And the amount of bullets that thing pushes out is insane.
Yeah,
insane. You do not how is that ammo only up to 300? I don't understand. That is not enough for that gun.
Yeah, it's like the Lancers and Gears, where it's you've got 300 bullets. Oh, it's gone.
There is too much hail flying out of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
For it to be as fun and effective as it should be.
Yeah.
Shotgun's great. I mean,
the question is, do they live up to the legacy with the shotgun? Of Doom has, generally speaking, had some of the best shotguns in video games.
The modern shotgun's good. The double barrel's really good. I wish I'd have put the points into it to get the depleted uranium double barrel shotgun.
Jeez, that seems like overkill, but then that's...
Oh, it's exactly what this super shotgun needs to be.
Yeah, that's Doom in a nutshell,
Exactly.
really, isn't it?
And if I'd have done the challenge for it, it would have been you would have had a chance to double tap with it. So you would have had 2 rounds to shoot.
Dimebag in chat wants to know if you have done the portals in Doom.
Yes, the runes. I only unlocked 2 runes because at the point where I'd given up, like I'm just gonna push through the game now. There was one with the exploding barrels. I think it was the last one I did, where you had to shoot 30 barrels in whatever amount of time that you had. And you can earn more time. I kept coming one short, and I was just getting really annoyed. I'm like, you know what? I'm done with these. I'm moving on.
Control the twisty time in that kind of situation.
It's just I don't know what route, like which angle or which route I should take to make this as effective as possible, and I didn't feel like spending the time to really figure it out.
Yeah.
So the runes that I did have unlocked were the vacuum rune and the stun rune, which kept the enemy stunned probably another 2 or 3 seconds, which allowed you to travel across the map to go execute
to do the melee stuff. Yeah.
Right, for ammo, which that never got old through the whole game. That never got old.
Yeah, I remember that being a concern when I was looking at the trailers and the E3 reveal for it. I was concerned about that type of stuff, but as soon as like everybody starts talking about, like, you were singing its praises, like a bunch of friends of mine have been singing their praises of it, like Schumacher from or Shoemaker, however you want to pronounce it, from Giant Bomb, like he is a Doom aficionado, and as soon as he starts singing the praise of it as well, it's like, okay, so I've got Knobs, I've got all these people who have traditional investment into Doom, and they're all singing its praises. It's like, maybe I should look into playing this at some point soon.
Absolutely. And I mean, this game fits right in, and they've made it kind of canon, which is another surprising thing. And then when you're in hell, you come across these lore towers that they start seeing your representation as the bad guy in hell, about the Doomslayer. Like, yeah, it's awesome. Granted, it's got that really evilly, like, Sodom Noomsy voice to it, like from the Golden Child, like that really whatever demon voice that they always use.
Yeah.
That's really hard to hear, especially when you have like your bass turned up a little bit. It is so washed out. You're like, man, I didn't understand a word he said, but it sounded cool. And the chainsaw is one of your most effective ways to survive in that realm. Like, and granted, they use the chainsaw smartly. Like, you have certain amount of gas to kill certain amounts of enemies. Like, so you're finding these gas cans that you can go through and chop up bigger enemies. But the ammo spill from hitting them with the chainsaw is so important.
Yeah,
because there's times where you're almost out of ammo and you need to chainsaw a big enemy to fill yourself back up.
Like, the way I understand it is like, if you want to get health back, you weaken them with firearms, and then you do the melee kills or the executions, and then if you're running low on ammo, that's when you pull out the chainsaw. So it becomes like a balance of trying to kill them normally, get health back with the executions, and get ammo back with the chainsaw. Like, it's a really interesting trifecta, the way you have to play that game.
Which is, and I love that the BFG was more of a very limited weapon than what it was in the older Doom games, where it was just a kill all. I mean, this one, granted, this is still a kill all, but you only have like 3 shots with it.
Yeah.
And then you got to go around and find more ammo for it, which is more spread out like a power up throughout the level than it is you can't earn them.
There's more of a is that definitely like the oh crap weapon.
Oh yeah, I'm overwhelmed. Time to get this thing out.
Yeah.
And I do like the way like all your attachments are bound to up. So if you have a weapon and you want to you switch attachments, you hit up, and it swaps out your attachments relatively quickly. If you want your chainsaw, you hit X. You want to pull out the BFG, you hit Y. So, granted, I pulled the chainsaw out more times just trying to reload, and I'm like, idiot, it's Doom. I don't have to do that. I never have to do that. And then using the attachments is always on left trigger.
That's pretty handy.
Yeah,
Like
so
nice shortcuts for the whole thing.
yeah, so you are constantly in the action. You don't have to go back out. The map is as perfect as a map for a first-person shooter could possibly be. Trying to figure out how to get places is really fun and interesting. I loved collecting the bobbleheads. Your suit upgrades were all done off of fallen soldiers that have this little chips in them. You pull the little chip out, and you're able to apply the however many chips to a certain power up and whatnot. I almost got that 100%. But again, I pushed so hard in the front half of the game that I missed a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was 2 arcane points away from having my guy fully upgraded. And the little arcane orbs are really cool. You find these little, like, giant coffin-looking things, and it opens up, and there's this orb in the middle. You pick it up, and you crush it, and you apply your point. All this stuff is done really, really well. The game ended awesomely too. Like all the things you want to fight in Doom are in this game. You know, the giant Mega Master Mind Spider Brain thing is in it. And you know, the Cyber Demon, obviously, as we talked about that before. Like the Hell Knights, the Hell Barons, all that stuff, the Coca Demons, the Ghost. I mean, it checked every one of those boxes.
Yeah.
That game is everything it had to be. I mean, man, what a great shooter. What a great shooter.
I'm looking forward to actually eventually picking her up and playing it. Like, it's definitely one of those ones that's going to be on the list kind of thing for me. It's funny because I keep seeing it, like, for whatever reason, it keeps floating around on the internet. But my main thing with that is I keep seeing the gif of when he picks up the bobblehead of the dude who's the same color as himself, and he does a little boom fist
Yes,
bump.
the fist bump is just the best. Like I wish I had. They probably sell them. I'm probably gonna buy one now. I'm probably gonna find a little Doom bobblehead.
They have Doom vinyl pops of the Space Marine, and he is in. I think they've got multiple colors of him as well.
But no, I want the ones from the game, like the exact looking ones. So they're not quite vinyl pop looking ones.
Yeah, they've got more detail to the body. Right, it's less chibi for a way of saying it.
Well, yeah, it is what it is. But no, the Doom was it's fantastic from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope, and I hope that too many people missed it, because I think that game, if that game got enough traction, it could probably be a renaissance of the action shooter again, where you don't, or is not nearly as tactical as like a Battlefield, where you're there to take punishment and just deal it out.
Like Wolfenstein.
Yeah, well, even that one, you couldn't really blow your way through it like you do through Doom.
Yeah,
like there are points where you have to take your time and work your way through an area. This is, hey, word go after it.
Here's
everything in front of you. Destroy it. Even one of the characters at the end of the game made references like, I understand your methods. Sometimes you just don't have to kill everyone, man. Like, not that exact words, but
yeah,
that in the imagery. And I know one of the complaints was once you got to hell, everything started looking a little samey. I thought those areas were, granted, were gray with a lot of red lightning and stuff in them, but I thought they were pretty varied. As far as the amount of traversal you had to go from get to point. Those maps were really, really large.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bloody Dante's Inferno. They're not, what do you expect them to do all 9 circles of hell in 9 different levels?
I mean, well, at least there wasn't a water level.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe there was. I don't remember. Maybe. It could have been. I mean, but, man, the game just looks... It was so clean. It played so fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's everything Doom 3 should have been.
Yeah.
I wish we'd have got this one before Doom 3, but... Even though I thought Doom 3 ended really well, like, man, that Cyber Demon at the end of Doom 3 was still... That was something to behold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy I suffered through that and got there.
It's one of those
things that literally redeemed that whole game. Literally.
Yeah. It's one of those things, like, Doom 3 was was very much a Doom of its time. Like that was when that came out. That was what everybody was expecting. Like, or that's what the developers were seeing as the games that were coming out and doing well. Was like Dead Space 2. The more survival horror shoot 'em up seemed to be doing a bit better. Whereas this feels like a screw whatever's popular now. We're just going to make what we think Doom should be, rather than try and make something that's aimed to sell. Just make something that's aimed the way we want it to feel.
Right. If the game's good, it will sell.
Mm-hmm.
It will, because it's. I would feel so happy for the people of the new generation that this is why we love Doom. Like this is why this game was seminal and very important at the time. It was great. It was absolutely great. You should go buy it. It's probably really cheap soon too. Like I'm pretty sure we'll probably find out around $20 now.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking into it. We're debating whether or not to go digital or because we do everything digital here. So, do we go digital or do we go disc? If it's cheap enough on a disc, we might just end up picking it up on a disc. To be honest.
Right. You can split those shelves right behind you, and you can start another row.
That's the living room.
All right, so I will pass over that one until Boston gets back. So I finished episode 3 of Telltale Batman.
How is it?
Oh man, that's an interesting Batman game.
That is a very strange definition of the way you said interesting. Then.
What do you mean?
That sounded like kind of a negative interesting.
No, it's taken a Batman narrative in a direction I never thought Batman would ever not would ever go, but the subject matter seems so un-Batman. Like it's not your, here's the Joker, here's Clayface, here's X, Y, and Z. Figure out a way to beat him.
Yeah.
This is crafted a narrative between a lot with Bruce Wayne, the Wayne legacy, and Oswald Cobblepot being Oswald Cobblepot and not all out Penguin.
Yeah.
It is really, really good, and especially with the representation of, even though Harvey Dent looks like a linebacker, but his transformation into Two-Face and his struggle with letting the bad side out.
Yeah.
But no, the things with the Wayne family was the way I see it is pretty much untreaded territory. This is all it has managed to make Batman's history engaging and kind of super interesting. That it's not all about, oh my God, I'm an orphan, my parents are dead. You're more learning the reasons why. Because if you don't know, spoiler alert,
it's
Batman's an orphan.
It's too much retold over and over and over again. I mean, that's one of the reasons why. I mean, I haven't played Night, but that's one of the reasons I liked Arkham Origins and not Arkham Origins. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. The reasons I like them too is because they tell the story, the quote unquote story of Batman's parents' death. They mention it once, and the only time it comes back is in the Scarecrow sequences, which
where it makes makes the point that it's a traumatizing event, so he's going to exploit that. Okay, fine. I thought the way they handled it in the first game, they should never have retreaded that ever again, because they did it so great with like that silhouette, black and white rehashing of the murder.
Mm-hmm.
But this really delves into the reason why they were gunned down in the alley. That it just wasn't a random act of violence.
Yeah,
which is really good, and how it ties in Falcone and Mayor Hill, all these people into it, and it just took a turn at the end of episode 3. Unreal. I cannot believe the way this is going.
Yeah,
And
I mean, I've
there's
always...
no righteous path. This is the thing that's blowing my mind. Is usually in a Telltale game, you kind of have an idea of which way this narrative is going to go and what path you're going to follow through the entirety of the game. I felt the same way with The Walking Dead. I felt the same way with Tales from the Borderlands, because even though it was really entertaining. I even felt that same way with Life is Strange, even though that isn't, it's a Don't Nod game, but
Similar,
I felt that
similar setup, yeah.
this is so many shades of gray. I don't know which way like is the positive or could have a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Because like even because you only have because the timer really messes with you too, so you kind of get rushed on some decisions. There was a scene where Oswald was handing me a gift from Alfred. It was a watch in a glass case, and he drops it. And I think one is says pick it up, don't pick it up, say no big deal. So I was like, okay. And he said pick it up, and I guess this really is much spoiler, but the reaction was so different than what I was anticipating. I thought I was going to go down and pick it up. Instead, you sternly you look at Wazzle, you pick that up now. And I'm like, whoa! Okay. All right. So
it didn't specify that you were going to tell him to pick it up?
No, it did not.
You just said pick it up.
But I just saw it pick it up. And I'm like, okay, I'll go down and pick it up. No big deal. I'm being pretty cool about this whole scenario I'm in now. So, and then at the end of the thing, like I think I played it so poorly, and I just managed to make everyone angry. I'm like, man, it really wasn't what I was shooting for. Because come on, man, I'm Bruce Wayne. Everyone loves me.
No, they don't.
There's a great scene in this one where you get caught somewhere. It was so amazingly done. You're kind of hiding around a corner, and of course the cat blows your cover. It was so good.
Wow.
So good. But the twist at this point, I really need to find someone else who's playing this, because I don't know if I can contain myself.
Yeah.
I totally want to spoil that, like, right now, because it was that amazing.
Maintain control, Nubs. Maintain control.
Because it wasn't the person I thought it was. I thought everything was leading up to this other character, and it totally shifted on me. And I'm like, God, Telltale, you're good at games.
I think I might be on a bit of a Telltale burnout, to be honest, because it's like, I started Tales from the Borderlands, like, I think it was probably about 5 months ago now. I managed to get like 1 or 2 decisions in and then stopped, and I haven't gone back to it as yet.
Why?
Did you hear that?
That was great. What'd you say, 3?
She said go back to it, it's great.
It is great. It was my game of the year last year, I think.
Yeah, it was. I think it was unanimously TVGP's game of the year.
Yes.
It was that. It was an argument between that and
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, yeah, and I think Tales just won it out.
Well, because the game was fun. I mean, it wasn't like as soul crushing as. Don't get me wrong, Life is Strange was amazing. It was a bit soul crushing though.
A little bit, yeah. It was definitely that was the epitome, I think, of the lesser of two evils kind of situation, where it's both decisions are bad, you know.
No, both those decisions are good. You couldn't go wrong with either one of those as being game of the year last year. But the way, the ending of Tales from the Borderlands was just outstanding.
Mm-hmm. But no, when I said both decisions are bad, I was talking about the ending of Life is Strange. Like, that is the toughest decision to make, because they've both got positive and negatives.
Oh, absolutely. I still can't get over, what was that, episode 3, where you go into and there she is in a wheelchair, and you're like, oh, no.
Oh, yeah. That was the worst.
That one was that was gut-wrenching. Holy cow. All right, well, I guess I'm not going to make it back for it, so I'm going to sally forth. I finished Res Infinite.
Oh, okay, then in that case, do you want me to go, and then we can see if Boston's back in time for the Res Infinite discussion?
Okay.
Because have you got anything else after the Res Infinite, or?
I'm sure I played Luminous at some point, and the mobile games I've been playing. So I feel like talking about them this week. Go download Animation Domination.
Animation Throwdown, just so you know.
Whatever. I want them looking for stuff. Why not?
Yes. I mean, the funny thing is like the two games on my list that seem to hit it every week: Animation Throwdown, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I know I'm the only Galaxy of Heroes fan on the show, but yeah, Animation Throwdown, can't recommend it enough. We've already talked about Battlefield 1. So just to spite you, Nobs, no, just kidding with you. Jess and I started playing Halo: The Master Chief Collection again.
Oh no, I gotta finish. I'm running out of time.
Okay.
I actually thought about popping that in because it's installed upstairs. I'm gonna install it downstairs. That's probably where I'm gonna finish out my year, I guess. Because I am almost to the end of 2. I know 3 is short.
3 is short. 4 is quite short as well. Because the reason we were playing it actually is because Jess has never played Halo 4. She played 1, 2, 3. She didn't play 4, and neither of us have played 5. So we popped it in and blew through the Halo 4 campaign. I am still massively impressed that they managed to do that game on a 360. Like, that does not look like a 360 game. I feel like it's well executed. It takes an interesting tack, which was Master Chief always got a lot of flack for not being a character because he wasn't. Yeah, he had backstory. Yes, he had all these novels and stuff, which, made him a character.
Expanded universe doesn't count.
Yeah, exactly.
Ask any Star Wars fan.
Exactly. But I think Halo 4 does an interesting thing of that is the start of the 343 trilogy, and that is them trying to turn Chief into a character. Like, they actually try and give him some personality. It's not a great display of personality for him. Like, there's some moments in it where you're just like, no, Chief, you've got to show more emotion than that. But it's a very interesting first-person shooter approach to philosophical questions like who is the machine and who is not the machine. Kind of a little bit tropey at the same time. But I do enjoy the story of 4 more than I enjoy the story of any of the others, really. I haven't played 5 yet, so I can't comment on that. But I think 4's got a better story than 1, 2, and 3.
5's the one where it's a little more adversarial with the guy hunting the Spartan.
Yes, it is Captain Malcolm Reynolds from the Firefly versus John the Master Chief. If you want, I still have to go back and play 1 through 3 on Master Chief Collection, so if you want co-op partner...
How many people can co-op? Just one, just 2?
Halo 1 and 2, I think, is 2 people, and then I think 3 is 4 people, and 4 is 4 people.
All right, well, I will install it this evening.
Yeah, that sounds
downstairs, and we will
I can drag you through it
on that one, because honestly, I really don't want to play it.
Yeah, I figured.
If I did, I'd have done it by now.
Mm-hmm. I still think one of my favorite moments this year is you getting that achievement and then me just messaging everybody from the show with that achievement. Because it was just so perfect.
What was it, the suffering or something?
Regret.
Regrets. The regrets portion of the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've played it since that.
Yeah, I don't think you have, because I think you got that. You mentioned it on the show and you didn't talk about that game since. Nope. Until today, that game has not been discussed. Other than that, I played Titanfall 2 multiplayer. I really do like and hate that multiplayer at the same time. I
haven't played any multiplayer on that.
Speaking of which, actually, while I remember, I don't know if you're aware of it, but there's a system in it called networks, where basically you can join a network. So let's say I'm online and I actually created an E1M1/TVGP network on it. So everybody who joins that network, if you're in it, let's say I'm in it, I load it up and I'm like, well, Jess is at work, Nobs might be busy doing something else, whatever. I can go in and then start matchmaking for a game, and then you have the option to invite your network. So if they are sitting in a lobby, a message goes immediately to them to say, Moonpier is going to start a mixtape playlist. Do you want to join in? this is someone who is in your network, so it has shared interests with you. So it's like, I think a bunch of different sites have got them, True Achievements, Giant Bomb, Rooster Teeth, Karma Sutra, all the rest of them. They've all got networks in there. But it's like literally, you'll sign in, sit there. I'll be like, okay, I can send an invite to a network, and then anybody who's online at that time will get a little invite if they're not already in a game, saying this person from your network wants to play this type of game. Do you want to join? And then it's a very simple way, without having to worry about partying up or any of that stuff, to just be like, okay, yeah, I can have, let's say there's 20 people online and 4 people join in. 4 people join in, I've got one more slot, then it's matchmakes for that last slot with some random person from the internet, not on the network. It's really interesting. It's kind of complicated to try and describe, but the way it works in game is absolutely fantastic. But I did start a TVGP one on the Xbox version of Titanfall because the networks do not go across consoles. So if somebody with Titanfall on a PlayStation 4 Titanfall 2 wants to start a network for us there, I'm sure knock yourself out. But I play it on the Xbox One, and like I said, I'm enjoying it. Like, you've played the campaign of that, haven't you?
Yeah.
I haven't touched the campaign as yet, but does it introduce you to the different loadouts?
Yes.
Of Titans? Because
the loadouts in the campaign were gun specific.
Yes, that's what the multiplayer stuff is as well. It's like, okay, if you've got this gun, then your Titan does these skills, does this type of move, has this kind of core, all that kind of stuff. So it does sound like the campaign is a way of introducing you to it. I love the way it plays sometimes, and then there are other times when it's a bit like Battlefield 1. It's when it's going well, even if you're losing, if you're playing well, if you're having a good time, if you're having a joke, it's really enjoyable. Yeah. But then when you're getting stomped and like literally you spawn, you die, you spawn, you die, you spawn, you die, you spawn, you die. It's like, it's so frustrating, it's so annoying. But then the next round you have a great round. It's like, oh, this is so fantastic.
I think that's more of a multiplayer problem than a game problem.
Yeah, it is. It just, the maps in this feel kind of smallish. Like, they're big maps, but they feel like you spawn in an area, and it just feels like the area of spawn is very small. Because
that's my frustration with the game. With a robot of that size, those maps need to be gigantic.
Mm-hmm. There are some of them that literally it feels like I've run down the same corridor like 4 times. It's like, this is the path through the level with a Titan. I'm sure there's more. It's just, I don't have time in a bounty hunt game to try and find 5 different paths when I need to be in this zone doing the specific thing I'm supposed to do in this mode.
Yeah.
To make a difference for the team. I don't have time to explore. I don't have time to, go around. I might get that if I play it a lot more. But like I said, I played it myself, Jess, Heiko, 7-hander, and Humiliating, I believe his name is, which is one of Heiko's friends. We all played it, and it's really, really fun. If you've got, it's again, same with any other multiplayer game. If you've got similar-minded people, it can be fantastically fun. And then if people, if you get stomped and then everybody gets annoyed with it, then it becomes a bit of a downer. But I would recommend playing it. Like, I'd love to see your reaction on it, especially having played Doom and knowing the movement speed for Doom and having played the campaign the way you've played the campaign for it. I'm curious as to how much you'll enjoy like the movement speed that you can get in multiplayer. Where we went against one dude, and I'm not kidding, he probably went about 10-0 because he was literally like, he was knee sliding, wall running, knee sliding, wall running, double jump through the air, knee slide, and he was just killing everybody without hesitation so quickly because he was just too good at the movement.
Yeah, that's the good thing with Titanfall is that movement system. It just feels so good.
Oh yeah, when you get a good flow going, the multiplayer is the same. It feels really good to get flowing nice and smooth throughout the whole map. It's like, yeah, I just nailed that. Wall run to wall run to stim, use your stim, and then wall run off that. The distance you can get off a stim wall run is insane. It's like, it feels like you cover half the map in like one little jump.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, I even feel like I don't really get the opportunity to. I didn't get because they didn't introduce the grappling hook at all in single player.
Yeah. That's it. In multiplayer, it can be both great and terrible. It does leave you vulnerable, but it also, like, you can literally grapple onto a Titan's face, and it just zooms you straight into that Titan, and then you're on top of it. Like, it works well in some situations, really badly in others. Like, the amount of times I've been swinging and just like, oh, I'm open to be getting killed, and I'm murdered, and I'm on the floor. Oops, I guess I shouldn't have used my grappling hook there. Learn from that. Other than that, my final... Well, I played Farming Simulator 2015. Oh, and you caught me playing this last night. Shadow of Mordor.
Oh my god, that game is so good.
Part of my going back and clearing up all of the games I need to clear up / play more of. I played it a little bit a while ago, didn't play it for a while, and I'm back in it with a vengeance now. Like the Nemesis system, which, thank you for the reminder of what it's called.
It could be that. I might be wrong. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Like, how has that not been in more games?
I don't know how it's not in more games now.
Yeah.
That it's been introduced successfully.
Yeah, exactly.
Like in any third-player multi, I mean, I think Diablo does something that's relatively similar to it, but no, like that game that needs to be in every third-person action game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that connectivity should be there. Like something that killed someone to make them stronger in someone else's game for them to deal with. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember where I heard it, but talking about stuff like Mafia 3, having that kind of system in Mafia 3 where it's like real people, drug wars, all that kind of stuff, people getting promoted through the ranks, like that would be such a fantastic addition to a lot of different games. Like I don't understand how it has not been used more often. It did.
Yeah, I don't understand how that could not be in more stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how people haven't just flat out ripped it off and put it in anything. Welcome back, Boston.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Shadows of Mordor Nemesis system.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's been a rough week, and that was an extension of it.
No worries.
Yeah, it sounded like you guys were just saying like, "Hey, why haven't more people ripped off it?" And I think the thing that came the closest that I saw was almost the old Mercenaries game. You had like
the Deck of 52.
Yeah, the Deck of 52. It almost seems like that would be a neat idea for almost any
third-person action game.
Yeah, especially one that's kind of open world, because it gives you a little bit. It gives the game a little bit more variety for just running into crazy stuff within the world. Because I think that's what the one thing that Shadow of Mordor did really well in the open world. The open world, by and large, was a little bit barren, especially at the beginning. But you always had this chance to run into a cool boss and a bunch of minions that had some restriction, and it's just it felt really cool to run into a whole bunch of sort of random, neat stuff like that.
Yeah, just today I was playing it and I was trying to take out one of the war chiefs. I killed all those bodyguards, cleared all that out, went to attack him. 2 other captains were in that area and started attacking me at the exact same time. It's like, well, poop just hit the fan and I'm in serious trouble right now.
Yeah, and I think that's cool, because either you could have just fought that one war chief by himself and it would have been fine, or you could have even gotten 4 captains just roaming around the area, and I think that was
even that
cool.
When they get panicked and they call in reinforcements, sometimes a captain will roll in on top of your already horrendous decision to jump in this area.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden it's I'm gonna run away or die. Usually for me it's die because I don't run away.
But that and even the layout of that, like little chessboard as they're moving up the ranks too, was great.
Yeah. Finally, my final game this week is Hitman, the 2016 Hitman. We picked it up Go ahead, sorry.
I really want to play this game because I thought Knobs and I talked about it originally, and when it came out as this episodic game, I think both of us were sort of like, is this the limit of episodic games? This seems a little dumb. But man, the game they've put out and the story, because I've watched most of it on Giant Bomb, the story they've strung across each of the episodes and all those limited time hunts that they've had have been super cool.
We picked it up. It's $30 right now on Xbox One to get the complete first season. Black Friday sales, and even we play. I think I started playing it yesterday, and I've probably already put about 10 hours into it.
Nice. And
only on one map, really, like the first map, because I'm trying to play it like I would if I got it episodically. I'm focusing on one map at a time, do a ton of stuff on that, and then move on, kind of thing.
Well, I think the thing that I wish they would have sold a little bit harder when the game was first announced was the idea of leveling up each map, because when you start, from what I've seen, it just kind of dumps you with your standard loadout in basically the entrance area, and as you level it up, really,
it didn't make a noise the entire time you were there.
I know. Well, I had my mic muted, but what the interesting thing is when you start leveling it up, you can say, all right, now you can be a high-profile waiter in the kitchen. So you can start sort of with an outfit in another area, and some of them might make it easier, but some of them might make it harder in a really cool way. And I wish they would have sold that originally, because it just sounded like, well, here's a Hitman level. I'll see you in a couple of months, I guess. But that's not really what this game is.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic the way they do that. Like, they eke out like more and more stuff to do in each map as you play it. Like you said, you just get dumped in, and it's like, there's your targets. Figure out a way to go get it. Now, it does have opportunities, like little mini tutorials to take you through sections of the level. Be like, oh, if you want to get this guy, then this conversation that you're listening to now will lead you to a path to gain access to the target. But when you complete those opportunities and little challenges, like there's always the classic Hitman challenge of use your piano wire to take out the targets, get you like little challenges done. It increases your mastery rank of the level, and it's like, oh, I want to go for the fireworks finish in Paris. The easiest way to do that is actually if you have a high enough mastery on it. You can start as the guy who has access to the fireworks. So literally, I loaded it up to go for a specific challenge. I completed the level in about 3 minutes, taking out 2 targets just from having a different starting point, which I got through exploring the level, doing different challenges and stuff like that in the level. And yeah, elusive targets, they seem to be doing like a couple a month, I think it is. Like, you get literally one shot. You start the level. If you die or the guy dies and you don't escape, then that's it. It's done. As soon as you start doing stuff, you're pretty much done. Like, you have to complete it on one sitting.
Well, and they're only around for, I think it's like 7 to 10 days each one too. So
yep. Took out my first one last night. The chef in Paris, who is like a celebrity chef, and his presentation is hilarious because he's always got 4 people following him around with like tablets and smartphones.
Is it like the Anthony Bourdain episode of Archer?
Yes. So he'll start.
Chet Manley.
He'll talk smack about one of the things, and it's exactly like that episode, because then one of the people groupies with him with a smartphone will be like, well, that's going on the front page, as if they're talking about Reddit, and it's just like, oh, come on.
Cyril Figgis.
I think I ended up chandeliering him to death.
Nice.
Which is exactly what it sounds like.
I think one of the other things that I think I finally understood what always drew people to Hitman watching some of the Giant Bomb stuff is like being able to go into a large area with a bunch of people and seeing something like that chandelier and just being like, oh, I wonder if I can, and you like put the pieces together in the environment. It's like, I can totally kill somebody with fireworks. This is amazing. It's just like, it's this kind of, what in my face, cat? It's just like, it's not really a power fantasy, but it's just, it's the way you want, the exact way you want that game to be, which is sort of like, okay, I see something incredible and incredibly stupid. Is there a possible way that I could kill this person with it? And being able to put all those, like, get the dominoes lined up in the right way, and you just push this one tiny thing, and then I wish you'd play more of the levels, but I won't spoil it, but there's some of the ones later where it's sort of like, this is incredible, I can't believe I pulled it off, now I have to get the hell out of here. Yeah.
It's like a deadly puzzle. It's like, can you put these pieces together and then have the end result in somebody else's death?
Yeah.
I love things like that. Like you said, it's putting the pieces together, and then the challenges. Like, there's a challenge in Paris. There's a challenge called Terminal Velocity. You have 2 targets. You have to get one target to land on top of the other.
Incredible.
Like, stuff like that is like, okay, that sounds interesting, I'm going to go for it. And then literally it's about you just exploring, seeing the mechanics all working together, and then figuring out how you can line up the cogs to your advantage for it to happen. I did actually get Terminal Velocity. I'm not going to tell you how, because I'll let somebody else figure that out, because kind of the whole joy of that game is seeing the pieces, moving them around to the point where you want them to be, seeing it executed randomly or, really well, and then booking it out the door as fast as you can. Ideally, not having been spotted.
Man.
But that's all I've got, so I'm going to actually kick it backwards to Nobs.
Oh, yeah. We need to talk about Rez.
Oh, we need to talk about Rez. Tell me about it.
All right, so Rez Infinite is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, just borderline, it's exactly what that game. I didn't think that game could look better or sound better.
So you have a PS4 Pro, right?
Yes.
Do you have a 4K is a 4K projector or HDR or anything? No. Okay.
No.
I was just
he has
curious,
a 4K TV. He didn't plug it into the 4K TV.
Okay, because it's my understanding that they just put out a Pro patch for it that gives some 1080p improvements and HDR. I need to close this window. 1 second.
Why would I put it on a smaller screen?
Because it's clearer. Because it's clearer for you.
No.
All right, I'm
no.
back.
You don't. All right. When you come over next weekend, I will show you why.
I was there I was there when you were eyeing up that TV, dude. I've seen your setup. It's fantastic and crazy, but just once plug it into the 4K.
You haven't seen the... did I have the new projector when you were over last time?
Not the upstairs one, no.
No, I upgraded the downstairs one.
Oh, I haven't seen the new one downstairs, no.
Yes. Trust me.
Soon.
This was a better decision.
Okay, so Rez Infinite, have you finished all 5 of the standard Rez acts?
Yes.
You've seen the horsies?
I saw the horsies.
Anything, not a lot new there.
No, not a lot new, just the sound and how crisp everything looks.
And they didn't mess up Rez.
Like, they did not mess up Rez.
It's still Rez, and it's still really good.
So, my mind was blown.
Is this Area X?
Area X. Why wasn't that Child of Eden?
Yeah, like, to me, when I started Area X, so for anybody that hasn't seen it, I'm not going to spoil a lot of it, but it starts off and you're just kind of floating there, and you're like, okay, and it tells you, like, oh, well, here's how the reticle works, and then very quickly it shows you, okay, well, here's how to accelerate, like, go forward and go backwards, and you're like, oh, and that sends you through the tutorial message. You're like, oh, well, that's, all right, this is going to be kind of cool. And the first enemy you hit just explodes into these tiny particles, and you're like, what?
It's not just that just the particle effect. The color.
Yeah.
And when you go through a gate, you almost can't make it. It's like everything almost is like dot matrix. Like, it's really fine points of light. and you go through the first gate, and it throws a little more enemies at you. It has some stuff going along the sides of the walls, or not really walls, but you can kind of feel like you box in the world a little bit than just straight blackness. And then you get through the second gate into the third area, and the music ramps up, and there are these pyramids in the back.
Yeah.
And you're just like, how, what?
Yep.
And then it just, everything just crescendos and crescendos and crescendos to probably some of the most beautiful looking video game I have ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, the boss battle that they have isn't terribly complicated, but how it looks and how the music continues to build and then falls off, and then the credits music is outstanding. And just,
oh my god,
there's so much. So when did you get the standard boss or the alternate boss?
There's an alternate boss?
Yeah, so it took me a while to figure this out, and part of me figuring it out was just continuing to play Area X a bunch of times. You go through that one gate. I'll tell everyone here because it's been long enough. You go through the one gate, and there's like a red AT-AT and a blue AT-AT fighting. Depending on which one you kill, that's the boss you get.
What? Oh, those things running around that room?
Yeah, basically you kill one of those things, and then another one spawns and starts spinning around the room. If you kill the red one, you'll kill a red one after that, and that'll get you one of the bosses. The blue one, and the blue one after that will get you the other one. I think, for me, the standard boss is the real standout.
The one with the chick at the end with the tendril stuff.
They're both pretty similar looking. You'd have to look at your trophies and see, because it'll say like, oh, you finished Area X and the standard boss or the alternate one. I agree with you. I after seeing that, it number one, I really wish that would have been Child of Eden, because Child of Eden would have been a huge game.
Yes.
And I think it makes Rez feel really sterile and a little bit cold, which works for it because it's very much you're diving into the internet. But it really makes me want to Rez 2. Just do that for 4 more levels.
And the other thing is, in Area X, you can't pause. You're in it till you're done.
For about 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is, man. I'm sitting there thinking this because I was playing it, and Sean's like, well, don't you wish you had a VR version? It's like, I don't know if my mind can handle that.
Yeah, like
I would go full-on Homicide Lawnmower Man after playing that game.
I would love to play Rez in VR itself, but Area X especially, just to see all those little bits coming at you, especially like the one gate you pass through and you're basically fighting the boss of Area 1.
Yes.
And you're like circling around it and going through it. Like, that stuff has to look so good with VR.
I don't know if I honestly, I don't think I have the mental capacity to
it'd just be too much.
The amount of sensory input.
Yeah.
So I mean, that PlayStation VR setup is quite pricey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of a lot of stuff. It's a lot of cables, another box, and the headset, and all that. And it's a camera. Like you got some stuff.
How could I set the camera up downstairs? I can't.
You're wall mounted, aren't you?
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do, or do I just not face the TV? Do I face a random table?
Yeah, do you just put it on a table below you?
Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly there's a setup, because I haven't had hands-on with PSVR. It sounds like there is a setup option a lot like the Wii did, where it's like, is your sensor bar atop of or below your TV? You can say like, hey, my PSVR is up here, sort of above me or below me. And then it'll go through the whole calibration feature. But you're right, it is pricey, especially for you, because you just bought a PS4. So having to go for the price of a brand new PS Pro and then saying, well, how does $400 more or however much it is to get a PS, a VR and the controllers?
I think that bundles what, $600?
Oh,
And I
is
think
it?
the full bundle with 2 Move controllers, the camera, and the VR is 5.
And I mean, you're in for over 400 for the console, so that's not really an option.
Yeah, I mean that's an expensive peripheral.
I mean, just build a new PC at that point for like the total cost. You're in for almost $1,000.
Well, I mean, you're in for that for $1,000 for a PC that you would need. You're probably at your baseline. You're at $900,
Yep.
and then to get the from what I see as being the best version of VR, you're still another $800. Or how much is the Vive? Is that 8?
I thought it was 6.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
another 6. So I'm still $1,400 into this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I can't even get 3 monitors to work. So why should I?
Yeah, I it's sort of frustrating for me because I really like that they put out Area X, and I kind of wish they didn't, because now
Yeah.
I
Well, now
really
that bar is out of frame. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how anyone can compete in that now.
and it's so crazy because there's nothing like Rez, and for Mizuguchi and his team to go and make more Rez and just knock it out of the park with a level that I would have never even dreamed of. It's exciting and frustrating because if we don't get more Rez, that's fine, but I'll still be pretty bummed. Because now knowing what the future of Rez can be, even without VR, I really need Rez 2.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
That
like-
needs to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, give me 4 worlds like that.
Just
Throw
kickstart
Area X
that.
in there as one. Yeah.
That'd be a Kickstarter I'd back.
So this is like the worst middle ground ever, because it's like, holy crap, they took Res and they made it amazing. So if this is the end of Res, then that's okay. But at the same time, it's like, holy crap, I really need more Res because this was so amazing.
They
Yeah.
did it so good. You're angry there isn't more.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, like, if you think about a lot of first-person shooters, there's an expansion pack that came out for Doom, and you play it and it's fine. Like, but it would sort of be like an expansion pack came out for Doom, and it's the first level of Quake that ran on your like 386, and you're just like, oh my god, like is this what the future is? We might not get Quake. Well, what's happening here? And
Right.
Area X is kind of like that, where it's like, this is incredible. I better get more of this. Is someone gonna make this?
Is
So-
this happening? Like it's you have that question like after it's like I don't know what I just experienced.
Yeah,
It's
but
amazing.
I loved it. Yeah. Man.
Yeah. So what you been playing, Boston?
Oh, me. As you can tell, I haven't had a lot of time to play stuff this week. I did platinum Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens, so that is back off to GameFly now.
Shelved.
I'm getting
So it's shelved. It's gone.
Yeah, it's shelved in a GameFly facility. I will be getting, hopefully tomorrow, I'll be getting the new Deus Ex. So we'll see if I bounce off that one too or not. I'm really disappointed in the last level of The Force Awakens. For anybody that hasn't played Star Wars games, or maybe not 100% of them, basically you get to the point where you're at like 99.5%, and you get enough gold bricks that a final level opens up. And usually that final level is kind of a larger, free roam, fun, kind of wacky level that is almost never tied to the actual game you're playing. And it's usually kind of fun, and it's a little bit weird. I won't spoil what this one was, but I was kind of disappointed because usually it's a great reward. This is the last thing you do before you hit 100% and put the game back on the shelf. And most of them have been pretty good, and I think The Force Awakens is not a letdown, but it's kind of a little bit of a bummer and way shorter than I would have expected it to be. It definitely doesn't ruin how good Force Awakens was. I think I played maybe 2 hours more after the last episode, and that got me over to 100%. So definitely,
You nobs it.
Hmm?
You nobs it.
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, I was concerned I did that with Doom too, where I was like, oh no, did I stop right before the end again?
Yeah,
No.
final level.
Thankfully, that end game had another like 8-9 hours.
Oh, nice. So yeah, I'd still recommend Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I think it's one of the middle ground Lego games. It's not one of the best ones. It's certainly not anywhere near one of the worst ones. And I think it like the previous Lego Star Wars games, it has a lot of fun with the Star Wars universe in a bunch of ways that I'm surprised got over on Lucasfilm. So
Ooh.
there are some later game mentions that kind of take some jabs at Star Wars in a bunch of funny ways. And the rest of the time I've been playing stuff this week, I've been playing Forza Horizon 3. Right before we started recording, I checked my completion. I'm at 74%. Now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You've played that a lot. I've seen
Which
you
game?
Forza Horizon 3.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we don't sleep a lot, so the great part about Forza Horizon 3 is you can pause it at any point. In the middle of a race, in the middle of whatever you're doing, I can pause it. And it will just sit in the background, and if my console shuts off because it's been too long, that's fine. Like both consoles do nowadays, you wake it back up and you're back in the game. I have completed all of the what they call like exhibition races. It's basically I've leveled up all of the festival points to level 5, so I have all the icons for everything on my map. There are 21, I believe, exhibition. That's basically go to a point, start a race. It's a couple of laps or a point-to-point race, and then you're done. I am halfway through the tournament races, which is basically go to one of those same points and start a 3 to 5 race series. The difference being on the exhibition ones, it's usually you take whatever car you have that you're currently driving, and everybody else races similar cars. The great thing about the tournaments is it will give you a category, and by that point you should at least have a car or two in that category, or you can go buy a couple for cheap. But it's usually an interesting restriction, where it's like, all right, this one's just going to be buggies. So it's going to be a lot of off-road, hilly stuff. Or this one's going to be trucks that were made after the year 2010. So I'm driving a 2017 Ford F-150. And we're just going in and out of rivers and driving that stuff. Or this one's going to be Cadillacs from the 1970s. And all of us are just driving, some really crazy lowriders. So there's a ton of those, and I really like the restrictions, because otherwise I would just drive this car that I like, and it would probably sweep a lot of these tournaments, and everything would be great. But that variety is really great.
Yeah, you've got the versus ones as well, where it's like manufacturer versus manufacturer, or nationality-wise. And of course, because it's Australia, it has to have Ford versus Holden.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be like Acura versus Honda. It'll be a lot of that cool stuff. I'm starting to tackle some of the traps and challenges in the world. They brought, from what I remember, they brought all of them back, which is basically speed trap, which is drive past this point at the fastest you can go. Speed zone, which is race from this point to another point and keep your speed up during the entire thing. Drift area, point to point, get a bunch of drift points in there. And then they call them danger signs, which is the worst name for that ever. But it's basically you jump off of this point, basically like jump off of a cliff or something, and then see how far you can go on a jump. It's a lot like GTA 5, where they had like those like stunt points.
Jumps.
Yeah, stunt jumps. Yeah. And it does a really cool slowdown effect when you launch off of there. It slows down for a couple seconds. The most frustrating part about Forza Horizon 3, by and far, is there are 488 roads in that game. I have found 486 of them.
Oh, no.
And I have spent I spent almost the entirety of my day playing that game yesterday finding the last two, and I can't find them, and it's driving me crazy.
Make sure you've got all of the ones around the festival points.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the one in the bottom right hand corner, there is a circle around, it's like a polo mint, inner circle and outer circle.
Okay.
The inner circle is where you drive up and park, but you can actually do a loop around it, which is, I believe, one or two roads itself is around the back of that.
Right.
So if you don't go behind it, you don't get the roads. So fingers crossed it might be one of them, because I had that issue.
Yeah, I've done all the roads in both Forza Horizon 1, and I thought I did it in 2. I remember doing it in 1. And in 1, the last road I was missing was an off-ramp from the highway, which I made sure I did this time. But it's the maddening thing where you're looking at the map and you turn off all the icons and you're just like near your TV just squinting and staring at it, where it's like, is that...
So that lightly grey bit, the bit that's not the same white as everything else.
No, that looks right. And what is... And I've been looking online and people are saying, oh, well, just turn your TV to black and white mode and that'll help you. Or here's ones that a lot of people missed. I have all of those and I just need 2 more and then I can just be closer to finishing this game. But I feel like at 486, I should just... If I was 50 off, I would be okay. I could just put it down and be like, all right, I got most of them. I just need 2 more. And now the Xbox One, when you get rare achievements... The achievement pops up, and it
is that the gem?
Yeah, spinning gem.
Yeah, I just got one of those.
Yeah, it'll say like, oh, rare achievement 9%, and I was just like, now I need that. I got one that was 1% the other day. Yep. I need more of those. Which, although it's frustrating me a little bit because I don't know where to find those percentages on the PS4, it's really nice because you look at your achievement list and it just says rare 14.5%. But I don't know where that is on the Xbox One.
It's in the achievement list. If you do the double tap of the guide button to bring the side snap up, if you go down into your achievements there, as you're scrolling through your achievements, it should say underneath like certain percent have got this 32%, 40%.
I'll have to look. It is. I might have been looking at that in the Game Hub instead, so I'll have to look at the achievements list. But yeah, Forza Horizon 3 is real good, and the amount of content in there is pretty ridiculous, but the way that they're tossing it up and the way that they use the tournaments to get that variety is really great. And I'm just barely now getting into they call them night tournaments,
the street races.
Yeah, so it's interesting because you go out and you can challenge, just like the other 2 games. You drive up behind somebody, you hit X, and you challenge them to a one-on-one race. It's usually like a mile or a mile and a half to somewhere further than where you challenge them. You do a set number of those and some street races unlock. You do a number of those and a night race opens up. And basically you're racing for pink slips against somebody else. You beat them and you get their cool random car. There's sometimes I feel like there's maybe too many versus races. You'll finish one and it'll be like, all right, do 10 more and you'll get another set of street races, and that feels like maybe a bit more than I want to do.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see that there's so much content in there that rewards you for doing each and every feature of the game is just unlocking more and more and more stuff. So that's really great. I have to apologize. There have been a bunch of people that listen to the show. They've been sending me a lot of co-op invites and stuff like that. I can't play them right now because usually I will play a race and then I put it down for an hour and a half and then I come back and I'll do like one quick tournament and then it'll go down for 2 hours. So that's not very exciting for me to be parked in a corner of the world and you guys are off having races. But someday I'm not
gonna lie, I was totally tempted to just jump into your world one day this week and just literally find some way to push you to the edge of like a cliff and then see what your reaction would be when you came back.
I'm just off in the ocean.
Yep. How did I get here?
Yeah, what happened?
The car's just kind of teetering.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone get out and push.
But that's Forza Horizon 3, and that's all I've been playing this week, so let's take a break.
All right. I need to hit the bathroom.
All right. Have a
Bathroom
seat.
for me.
Hi, everyone. I'm back.
Oh, chill out, Louise.
Oh, man. Maybe not open this package right next to the mic. That'd be dumb. I didn't think I was gone that long. Sorry, everyone. Just that moment where your kid is screaming at that pitch where it's like, I gotta go, there's something wrong. What am I even eating? Vans gluten-free peanut butter chocolate whole grain snack bars. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Well, while they're gone for a couple minutes, let's check out news stories. Final Fantasy 15 comes out soon. Oculus stuff. 5 Ubisoft executives have been accused of insider trading. Oh boy. Five Ubisoft executives sold portions of their shares in Ubisoft in the weeks before October 15th, 2013, the date that both Watch Dogs and The Crew were delayed.
I'm sure that leather sound comes across fantastically.
Yeah. PlayStation Store's 10th anniversary sale. Did that Conan playing Final Fantasy 15 affect your pre-order? I don't really watch the Conan Clueless Gamer stuff.
I haven't seen it in ages.
Sega Dev said the cat should jump on the chair. I don't know if you're talking about my cat or your cat, Boston, but I know your cat was asleep in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
I'd see your chair wiggle every now and again. I was like, is that the wind? Is that the cat? And
Yeah, as soon as I get up,
no, it's a big kid.
He's right in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're getting close to feeding time for our two little animals, so they're both looking at me as if to say, "Where's my food?"
Yeah, I just fed them. So one of them is gonna come running up here with a giant bone. Maybe not. Hey, buds, how you doing? You all right? Acting weird? Huh? You have a good dinner? What's up? Okay, go lick your junk. All right.
Come here.
I think we'll wait for that Ubisoft insider trading stuff to calm down before we report on it. If that's true, then that is messed up.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, Is there anything else that's interesting? Not really. I'm ready to knock the rest of this out whenever you guys are.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just comparing stuff here.
Man, I want to play Watch Dogs 2 so badly.
Really?
Yeah,
That has not piqued my interest at all.
Interested, but too many other games to buy/play.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping I would get it from GameFly. Because it seemed like it was in stock and I had it at the top of my queue. I thought I was going to get that or World of Final Fantasy, but Deus Ex beat out Gears of War 4.
Why am I bing bonging? I swear, if that's Donnie. Oh, of course it's Donnie.
Wait, hold on.
Anyone sniffing around online asking for a friend.
Oh, God, he's so strange.
Has the weirdest phrasings.
They're Donnieisms.
Yeah.
Weren't you supposed to be writing that stuff down?
Oh, I've got the book with me. It's here. It's in the cupboard behind me on the bottom shelf.
All right, easy, cowboy.
He hasn't come up with anything new in a while.
It only took him, 5 years before he ran out of stuff to say?
He's just hitting a slump. He'll come back.
He's really stressed out at work.
Yeah.
Parma City School is a disaster. They just fired all the clerks
Great.
for the AD department.
That'll
so
turn out well.
now he is literally on his own.
Jeez.
He got that news when I took him out for lunch.
Jeez. Dimebag says, I'm so excited for Final Fantasy 15. I am too. I haven't been watching any of this stuff for the last little while, but I don't know. It's an event. It's a new mainline Final Fantasy game.
Hey, I'm not.
I know.
I'm excited for it. My wife is not. So you guys, well, not you guys because Nobs doesn't care less. Boston, I need you to recommend me the most kick-ass trailer for it that makes it look awesome and the least like previous Final Fantasy games possible, so I can show it to her and then let her compulsion of buying video games lead the way.
You might want to watch the Florence and the Machine trailer where they covered Stand By Me.
It's on the Xbox dashboard right now, so I might actually load that one up.
Yeah, I think that one's really good because it's a very chill trailer. And I think that's one of the ones I've seen where it's like, all right, this is a different Final Fantasy trailer overall.
Take it.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for November 21st, 2016. Darksiders War Mastered Edition. Why did they do this?
I know.
Why?
Just call it Darksiders HD.
Jeez, what was the last one? Definitive?
Definitive.
Yeah.
Yep.
And since that was Death, now this was War. Oh my god,
I blacked out for a second. This is terrible.
That's for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Wii U.
If you haven't played Darksiders 1, go buy it. It's really good.
I haven't played it in a long time, and I might buy this.
So good.
Let me see how much it's going to be. I feel like, when we came out, it's $20, brand new.
Oh, what? Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah.
That's happening.
I mean, we said it at the time, and I will stick to this. This is the best Zelda game that's come out in a really long time.
Yeah, it out Zelda.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Out Zelda.
As long as it runs well, there's no reason not to pick it up.
Yeah.
And that game had some amazing set pieces.
Yep.
Man. Oh, I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah, especially for $20. Why not?
Yeah.
Right. Halo's pushed off again. I'm not playing it.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm holding you to this one.
All right, and Dragon Ball Fusions for the thirds.
Someone on the forums, I think it was Lance Freeman, corrected me. This is actually the game I was thinking about, which is the one where you can fuse any Dragon Ball character with any other Dragon Ball character. So it sounds like it's just kind of chaos, which sounds really interesting. So
well, now I've got another reason to buy a 3DS.
There you go.
Monster Hunter and Dragon Ball.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to news stories. I've been a little busy this week, so we only have 2 of them. First off, YouTube network Machinima, who's been around for approximately ever, acquired by stakeholder Warner Brothers. This is not really something I would have expected, and they're going to sit alongside. So the thing that's interesting is Warner Brothers acquired them, not Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment. So Weeby didn't purchase Machinima, but the parent company Warner Brothers did. So I don't know if they're going to try and leverage them to push more weeby content or what, but
Do you think it might be a separation of church and state?
Potentially, yeah.
You know, keep Machinima going as they are. Yeah, you're probably going to push Warner Brothers games more, but at least if they're not under the interactive banner, then at least they can still be kind of let off with a quote-unquote critical view.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I'm curious to see if more larger companies will start buying up some of these YouTube and Twitch networks, because historically it's sort of been like, oh, you're cute, you're doing that YouTube stuff, but now that you're getting potentially multi-million viewership numbers for videos and trying to monetize that, some of this stuff starts looking a lot more appealing from not only a monetary standpoint, which YouTube videos, even if you get multi-million views, don't make you that much money. But I think when you start looking at they're now called influencers. If you look at the how much a Machinima channel could influence people, that's why I'm sure people have been courting PewDiePie. Is he and someone like Machinima, like a channel like that, has so much pull over the people that watch them. It's the same thing for me. If the Giant Bomb guys go and say, hey, here's this crazy, stupid free game that's totally worth it. Oh, I'll go check it out. Here's a crazy game. It's only $5-10, but it's really worth your time. I'll at least go check it out because I trust those guys and the content that they make. Same with PewDiePie, same with Machinima. These are trusted channels. These are trusted people that, now Warner Brothers has somebody in their pocket for that stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting to see where that's gonna shake out eventually. And the other news story we have this week is one that's firmly in the rumor category. The SAG-AFTRA ongoing voice actor strike, which is still happening. The union released a bunch of video game titles. Some of them are under code names, but some of them aren't. And apparently Telltale Games may be working on a Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Really?
Which...
Well, didn't they come out a while ago and say that they were working on one or two Marvel properties, but they've not commented at all on them since? I think it's sometime last year. They
I think it was
and said something
before they announced the Batman stuff.
Yeah, because they haven't said a word on it since, and kind of understandably, especially if this is supposed to be timed for Guardians Volume 2.
Yeah, the article says that comes out in May. So if you start an episodic game in May or around May when the movie comes out, then that starts making a little bit more sense. I would have figured if they were going to be making Marvel stuff, they'd make an X-Men one. That seems like the biggest one.
Yeah, they got a lot of characters. Well, you know what? I'd be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, but I wonder if Marvel, to say the least, Marvel hasn't been pushing X-Men at all in the video game space. I think because they don't own the movie rights.
Yeah. Well, no, because they're about to hit the reset button again in the Marvel Universe, the cinematic Marvel Universe, or not the cinematic X-Men Universe. Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
One more time.
Yeah, it's just like the comics. Yeah,
it all starts over and Jean Grey dies.
Yeah. So I wonder if you sort of assume that they don't have. Are not interested in making an X-Men game. I think Guardians of the Galaxy makes obvious sense, but I kind of don't know where they would do the other one. Maybe do an Iron Man one and treat it a lot like the Batman one, where you're not actually Iron Man a lot and you're Tony Stark doing science stuff for a bunch of it. That could be kind of neat.
Yeah, especially considering considering the Marvel universe, he's kind of taken a step back, as a character. He's more reluctant these days to get into his suit. I mean, Civil War being a kind of exception.
Yeah.
But you look at Iron Man 3 and he was in a suit in that for all of about 10 minutes at the end.
Yeah.
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 Well, it's cheaper to do a movie that way.
That's true. That's true. All right, that's all of our news stories this week. Let's move on to tweets. Be About It sent me a DM that seems like it's a question for the show, so I'm just going to go with it. I tried to get the Nintendo Classic Mini from Amazon. Clearly I wasn't cool enough to purchase within the 5 seconds. How do you guys feel about the re-release of this console? It's a soft spot for me because it was my first brand new console when I was like 6. It spurned my love for gaming. Since it has on 30 of those games, do you think there would be another version or maybe a Super NES Mini? I've heard complaints about the controllers, but to me that made the console. I think for me, the release of this console is very much Nintendo. Where it's like, people seem super excited about this. We'll make 10.
Yes.
Actually, Nintendo, one of the community members, when we were playing, I think it was one of the Battlefield 1 things, his question to me was, so you're an employee right now? Yes. How would you like to be employed to go and wait in line for me to pick me one up?
Oh, man.
Like, that's how rare they are. It's a little ridiculous. Like, even Donnie was interested in it, and Donnie doesn't know a thing about technology.
Yeah. Well, I think when you look at one of these consoles, I think Nintendo did enough marketing and they put the right games on there for people that are our age to be like, oh yeah, I remember that. All right, cool, yeah. And I think it's cheap enough that it isn't one of those $20 Genesis controllers you plug into your TV, but it's not expensive enough where it's, you're not spending $300 on a mini NES, but it's trading on the nostalgia enough that's getting people pretty excited.
Yeah.
Like, if I saw one in the store, I'd buy it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going out of my way to track one down, and I am not spending anything more than $60 for it.
And I think the thing that's crazy is Nintendo should have learned this lesson with the Amiibo. When they put out the Amiibo, they were gone in a couple seconds, and they're like, oh, wait, those are people are pretty pumped about that, and now they're angry because they can't buy any. It's like, don't you have a division of your company that's looking at the internet and saying like, hey guys, this thing's really hot, like when's the second pressing coming, and can we maybe tell people about that?
Yeah. They seem to do it every time they release something, it feels like, with and they go one of two ways. They produce way more than sell, or nowhere near enough that sell.
No, it's a problem they ran into, the supply problem with the Wii. And that drove people to buy it because they had to have it.
It's like that. Yeah. It's like that South Park episode where Cartman buys the fairground, the theme park, and doesn't let anyone in. You can understand with the Wii though, or at least I can understand with the Wii, where they put it out and they weren't expecting that level of excitement over it. Like it came out and suddenly it was on fire. It was the Tickle Me Elmo sort of thing where it's like, okay, we just put out this dumb toy. You guys are buying it like crazy. I guess we have to make more of them. But it seemed to me, even as someone who isn't really interested in one of these, not because it's bad or anything. I just don't have any money. It seemed to me that everybody was talking about it, and it was everywhere. So you have to think Nintendo would have gotten wind of that for some reason and at least tried to make more last minute, or say, cool, these sold out, but retailers, you need to say on X date you're going to be getting more, so just go ahead and pre-order or do some marketing or whatever. But they Nintendo'd it up again.
Yeah.
They can't help themselves.
Death's best comment in the chat. Nintendo looking at the internet. They're not sure how to interact with it.
That's fair. Yeah, they're searching on Yahoo for NES console.
I mean, I'm interested in it, but it's one of those things where it can wait until I've got more expendable income.
Well, it can also wait until the fad has died down, and you can maybe pick up a used one for $30.
Yeah.
Sacred Urban Chat says, it's a good problem to sell out of a product, but a sin to lose that revenue. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit that balance act where you have just enough supply to satiate.
Yep. All right, let's move on to emails. Andrew D wrote an email to us last week, and I didn't finish out the second part, so we'll hit that here. He asks, let's go with top 5 favorite monsters from video games. He says, I'm about to leave for work and can't listen live at the list 5 at the moment, but I absolutely love the design of the Popo Kimaru from Resident Evil 5. Sorry. Are there any designs of creatures that even after all this time you still absolutely love for whatever reason? Keep up the great work, guys, in Boston. Congrats on the newest member of the family. Thank you very much. We'll go around. I think one of my favorite is the cactars from the Final Fantasy games, because it's a living cactus that's like its arms are at weird angles and it's running all the time. It's just goofy.
They're so goofy but so ridiculously cute at the same time.
And deadly.
Yeah. Speaking of Resident Evil 2, is it Edward? I think it is. The scientist with the eyeball in his arm always creeped me the hell out when I was younger.
Yeah.
When I was playing Resident Evil 2, I hated him so much.
Are we talking about enemies?
Yeah.
Yes. Or monsters in general.
What about the lickers from Resident Evil? Those ones always disturbed me.
Yeah.
Those were very distinctive.
I don't know, man. I liked all the ones from Left 4 Dead. I thought just between the sound and the look, you could tell exactly what was out there without having to see them.
I think if I had to pick any from Left 4 Dead, I'd probably pick the Boomer. Because those
oh my god, that thing looks so horrendous and so perfect.
It not only looks horrendous, but it also changes up the game, because for most of the enemies, you want to get as close to them as possible and destroy them. But with the Boomer, it's very much like, oh god, he's in the middle of all of us, and we cannot let him explode. And it changes the game's dynamic in a really interesting way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a panic just by being there and not doing anything.
Yep.
I
Dimebag in
don't
chat
know.
says Tonberry from Final Fantasy. Those are really good too. Very distinctive.
Yeah, Pyramid has a good shout as well.
Pyramid has a really good one. Yeah, that's one of those enemies that I feel has sort of transcended its series. Like everyone knows Pyramid Head, even if you don't know where it comes from.
You know what? I think imps. I think the imps from Doom is a pretty standard.
Yeah.
Not that I was just playing it, but they still have that noise and have that fireball.
I would almost say, for me, I think the Caco Demons or the Pinky Demons from Doom are more memorable for me. Ooh. Especially the Pinky Demons.
No, I think the Cacos, the flying ball with the one eye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those ones just...
I've got one behind me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one up. Bink. Yeah, Doom. Doom had a lot of really great enemies in a way that Quake 1 never did. And like a lot of soldiers and guys with swords.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's already on a tangent again. Something I was driving around and something dawned on me. What is the first hub world that you remember?
First hub world I remember.
Because I was racking my brain, and the one that sticks out more than anything else is Quake 1.
Oh, yeah, that did have a hub world. Because I was going to say Super Mario 64 with a castle, jumping in the paintings and everything. But Quake 1 would have come out before that?
Because you started out in that one area with that music playing, like that whispers with ding 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 music when you ran to each episode.
All right, so Quake came out June 22nd, 1996.
Jeez.
I know.
The game's 20 years old.
And wow. Super Mario 64 came out June 23rd, 1996. So the same
right next
week.
to each other.
Yeah. So Quake is actually a really interesting one. I guess I sort of forgot, and I can't think of any first-person shooter before then that had one, because it was all level to level.
Yeah, it was
Doom
all
style
levels
stuff.
Yeah.
Even Blood didn't have it. I don't think Redneck Rampage had it. Duke didn't. Yeah.
No, you selected it, but that was the first one I remember. You were running around and running into a portal to get to the world.
Yeah, and even I'm now even thinking Half-Life didn't have it either because that was a straight
Yeah, it
point-to-point
was a
game.
linear shot, yeah.
That's interesting, yeah. And I can't think of. I'm sure there may be one 16-bit game out there that I've played that had a hub, but I don't.
Well, I'm sure
It might have been a platformer.
right, like I mean, I remember platformers like I think like Crash Bandicoot, like always
Sure.
had a little bit of a hub world, if I remember right.
There was
I could
that
be
Treasure
wrong.
McDonald's game on Genesis that was really good. That had some hubs, but that's a little bit different. That's just an interactive level select,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I guess
Like Super
Quake
Mario
kind
World.
of is.
I guess that is kind of what that is, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
It just what this got stuck in my brain pan for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, just jumping back to the monsters. Big Daddy, Big Sister. Shock 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Big Daddy a lot. Big Sister, I think, is interesting in a different way because it's. Big Daddy was great because it's a tank. Big Sister is great because it was way more agile than you were.
Yeah.
And
She's the ninja.
being able to set up traps for Big Sisters was really entertaining. Man,
Yep.
Bioshock 2 was good. All right, let's move on to our next email here from Chino. Says, hello, fine gents. First, I want to say congrats to you, Boston, for the new baby gamer girl being born. Thank you. I have a lot of digital copies of games downloaded on different systems, and I'm trying to buy them physically to display them and clear up hard drive space. And it leaves me with a couple questions for you guys, and maybe the fine peeps in chat can assist. Number one, Fatal Frame 5 Maiden of Blackwater for the Wii U is digital here in the US and 16 gigs. Wow, which is crazy. But I can import the physical UK version. Will it play on my US Wii U no problem? Probably not.
Nope.
The thing you can always safely assume about Nintendo consoles is that they're never region free.
Yeah.
I believe the Xbox One is. I know the PS4 is.
The Xbox One is.
Okay.
For games, not for DVDs.
Yeah, but that's a stupid problem that's never really going to solve. That's still so baffling why they're still doing that.
I just want to watch Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. That's all I
know.
want to do.
Can a man now ask for that? One of the best
If I
comedies ever
if
made.
I could buy it digitally, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I no, that won't work, unfortunately. Number 2, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls compilation for PS4 is digital here in the US, but I can import the UK version of this as well. Will it play and work great, or will I have issues? You should be able to buy it and pop it in your PS4, and it should just work.
Yep. Should be fine.
Anywhere in the world, you should be able to buy, import some Japanese games. Should be good.
Wait, imported Blu-rays work. Why don't imported DVDs don't work?
I think that was them trying to be like, hold on, we got to make sure that we control the sales of these DVDs, and we don't want these.
I don't understand because I imported Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. There's a UK steel book that I bought. That's awesome, by the way. It plays fine.
Huh?
Specifically with Dark Places, it could also be because it's a BBC thing, and
Yeah, the licensing gets weird with BBC stuff.
they tend to license stuff out to big companies over here rather than produce it themselves.
Yeah. Question number 3. What are some digital-only games that have no physical copies available but are definitely worth taking up hard drive space and playing? Thanks for your show. Moonpier was a great guest the other day, and keep up the great work. Hi, Cat. I just bonked my mic. What are digital-only game... No, my cat's in front of the screen. Hi, I can't... You make a better door than a window. Some digital-only games that have no physical
I'm gonna
copies
get a balloon
available.
knot here in a second.
Yeah, I know. What are some digital-only games that are worth being digital-only?
Did the Assassin's Creed Chronicles games ever get a disc release?
Oh, Shadow Complex.
Shadow Complex is a great one. I don't think that's seen a... Assassin's Creed Chronicles. Those were pretty good games. It did, actually. $20.
And I knew they got packaged together. I just wasn't sure if it was in a disc.
Yeah, it looks like it did.
I'd say the Telltale games, but they've all basically been given discs these days now anyway.
Yeah, and
What's it called? Like most of the Xbox arcade games.
yeah.
Pac-Man CDX2.
That's one. Um,
I feel like
yeah.
it's becoming less and less of an issue with companies like limited run games, where they'll take Vita, especially digital only games, and give them a limited run pressing of a physical thing.
Yeah.
I know I have a couple back there. Before I left my job, I was buying a couple of them, and I know with like Kickstarter and nowadays you can get a lot of that stuff. I'm trying to think of any ones. I feel like there aren't a ton of games now, especially for handhelds, especially for the Vita. You're getting a lot of digital only games because there's not going to be a lot of discs they're going to publish for Vita games. I think I Am Setsuna is the only game I can think of for the PS4 or Xbox One that only came out digital. That was kind of a higher profile game.
I mean, generally speaking, like most of the digital only games on like the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 have it. Well, maybe not the PlayStation 4 because they've got a lot more of the Japanese games than the Xbox One does. Like most of them are the mobile ports, the PC games which have just been shoved over onto the Xbox. Like you can't get them on a disc, but at the same time they probably run better and are easier to get on a PC, and you can probably pick them up off Steam for about 2 cents.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't...
Really should use Steam more.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
No, it's not.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our last email here. Email from Jimbo Jangles. Jimbo here with Thanksgiving around the corner. My question to you this week is, when it comes to gaming, what are you thankful for this year? I had to say having headphone jacks and controllers and being able to record any crazy moment on PS4 or Xbox are features I use more than ever and appreciate. Also, I'm thankful for that much smaller Xbox One S. I take that thing everywhere with me. What are you guys thankful for? Have a great Thanksgiving, dudes. He took mine with headphone jacks and controllers.
No, I want cordless headsets. Cordless headsets.
That's your problem to sort out, sir.
Personally, Astro A50s. Well, three things. Astro A50s, I got myself and Jess a pair for our wedding.
I want one of those so badly.
The sound quality is unbelievably good.
Yeah.
And they are wireless. You can't chat with them wirelessly. You need a little dongle for that. But
it's not a headset then. They're headphones.
You shush. But the quality of them is incredible. Second thing thankful for is deep sales. Xbox seems to be picking up very quickly that if you're going to go digital sales, they need to be deep sales. Yep. So Hitman Season 1 for $30, that's a steal. And the third thing, and this is going to sound a little bit suck-uppy and a little bit goofy, but it's actually this show and this community. The fact that I can still, I still get text messages in the middle of the day from Donnie.
Just mail them an apple.
You shush. But it's being able to sit there and me, the guys, my wife, everybody sitting down, and most of the time just having a laugh. Taking the Michael out of each other, just enjoying a nice little game without having to worry too much about it. Except for when Donnie needs to learn something new.
Right.
No, he is unorthodox.
Yes.
Knobs, what are you thankful for in this holiday season? Nothing.
Everything's the worst. I don't have a wireless headset.
Turtle Beach do wireless headsets, dude.
Stop it. It does not. It's too many parts.
I think for me,
these first-party headsets.
Cat, there's nothing under stuff. Stop messing around.
I'll be the Grinch.
I think the other thing for me that has paid off this year is being able to shut off your console and turn it back on, and you're at the exact same point. Your game is suspended at the exact same point. That's invaluable.
Okay. I am thankful for suspended play.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it works.
Unbelievable.
You can get back into the game, give it a minute to bless you. Give it a minute to hop back online, and the online features sew itself back up, and there's no performance degradation. The frame rate is the same, and it's just you're back in. I think that's great.
Yeah, just goes.
It just makes it easier just to walk away for a minute.
Yep.
And two, like, or you leave for an hour and come back and pick up right where you are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that makes, I mean, that you'll never have the excuse, I can't pause it.
Right.
Because you can suspend.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, that's our episode this week. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us tvgpfans@gmail.com. Tweet us at tvgp. Remember, send all that stuff to us during the week. I just scoop it all up and save it for when the show happens. And all the other stuff is on the right-hand side of the page.
And don't forget to join the forums. Please mark yourselves on the map that is in the off-topic thread. Join us for our game night. Monday night, 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One is normally Battlefield 1. Unless we can find some other stuff to do. I mean, I would really love to play Titanfall. Maybe once, twice,
Halo.
3 times
Halo.
a lady. I don't know.
Halo.
No, that's never happening. Ever. If it is, I will not be involved. I will take my ball and go home and play the Titan. Tuesday is Destiny night. I'm sure that's still going. Join the our groups now.
Yes.
Our TVGP groups that on the Xbox One and on the whatchamacallit. I love all the TVGP community, and Donnie is the motto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so on the Xbox One, it's the group is just TVGP. On PS4, it's E1M1 Network. So,
And this Tuesday is Destiny. Wednesday night's Rocket League. I think that's still going on. I cannot confirm nor deny
yeah,
that.
I don't know.
And Thursday's Steam game night. Sooner or later, we're going to get that going at some point again.
One of these years.
One of these years. I think we had a good solid 2 months,
Probably.
and then it just kind of fizzled.
Yeah.
But yeah, Friday through the weekend, hey, come find us, play some games. We'll probably do Horde or some Battlefield 1.
And don't forget to watch the show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. YouTube username is That Video Game Podcast. We're also on Hitbox, and we're also on Beam. As always, if there's anywhere you want to see us or listen to us and we're not there, let me know, and I will get us there. I think that's it. We'll see you all next week.
Laters.
See ya.
I only have one title.
Shocker.
Moon, do you... first off, Knobs.
See, that's the problem for the first chair.
Yep.
What did I do?
Do you have any titles?
What?
I just wanted to check. You never know. Moon, do you
Sorry.
have titles?
I have 5.
5, all right.
Riding on the short blimp.
Okay. I have a much more appropriate one for... I just have the back end of the blimp, which is probably a more appropriate one than short blimp.
Yep.
We can't use, there's too many connotations here in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slice
Are
the
there
melon.
short buses in England?
No, there is not.
Oh.
It's probably
That is not a
disappointing.
reference that would fly over in the UK.
it's probably a good thing.
Slice the melon. Tick poof, they're off. That was Knobs talking about Doom.
Oh.
Still res, still really good. And I just need 2 more.
I just need 2 more, guys. That's driving me crazy. I like either the back end of the blimp or slice the melon. Which one you guys feel good about?
I like back end of the blimp.
Okay. Back under the blimp.
All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 474 for November 21st, 2016. The back end of the blimp.
Nothing's happening back here.
Can I talk now?
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching us live. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Oh, that's a reference to the Now That You're Permanent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah.
All right. See you, everyone. Bye.